Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. I hope you guys are all having a good day. So, I know a lot of people were anticipating this show in regards to when women are asked, when they're asked by a man, what can you bring to the table? A lot of women tend to take this offensively, and they get upset, and they feel like a man should not ask them this question because they should already know the answer, when in reality that is not the case. When men are asking a woman this question, especially when a woman has no problem telling a man, I want you to pay my bills, I want you to be the head of house, I want you to do this, do that, make sure I look good, you guys have no problem telling a man what you want. But when they ask you this simple question, well, okay, I can do that, but what do you bring to the table? They're asking because they want to make sure you're an asset, not a liability. And in reality, a lot of women, their liability to a relationship. You don't really bring anything but, coochie and, good looks. And a lot of women need to stop thinking that that's all it takes. And then you wonder why women get cheated on. A lot of women get cheated on, especially, we watch TV all the time in the industry. You hear of a beautiful woman getting cheated on, and you guys will immediately say the man ain't shit. He's stupid. Why would you cheat on a woman with a banging body and good looks, as if that's all that's needed in a relationship, right? It's not. I need you guys to understand that your looks don't mean shit. A man is going to cheat, a woman is going to cheat regardless, okay? I have clients who got cheated on, and they just felt like, why would he cheat on me? I have a six pack, I got a fat ass, my breasts, they sit perfectly upright, my hair is real. Why would he cheat on me? Because you need more than that in a relationship. That's why a man will ask you, what can you bring to the table? Because pussy is everywhere. Dick is everywhere, right? So you would have to bring something that they can't get automatically anywhere else, right? Loyalty, having someone's back, being able to cook, being able to clean, being able to know your role, knowing when to shut the fuck up. Those are things that a lot of people don't want to bring to the table, right? So when we hear of people getting played or cheated on, a lot of society automatically thinks it's because their looks. And then if you hear of a woman being cheated on, and the woman that she got cheated on with, or the woman that the guy cheated on her with is bigger, or might be chunkier, or might have a weave or something like that, they tend to think it was all about looks, when really it wasn't. It wasn't. Um, when a man is asking you this question, ladies, it's because they want to make sure that you guys are both on the same page. A lot of relationships don't last because a lot of women think that all they need is good pussy. That is not true. Okay, that man will probably be getting pussy from like 20 other women. You're not the exception. You're probably the Tuesday girl. You might even be the Friday girl. You might be Friday and Saturday, right? But you're not going to be the only one in his life. He's going to have a woman that gives him good pussy. That might be you. He's going to have a woman that rubs his back, listens to his problems. That's going to be another woman. See, men want all that in one woman, but that is rare because women aren't willing to give that much in a relationship, but they want you to give the whole world in the relationship. Do you guys get what I'm saying? A lot of women that I deal with have that attitude, like, you know what? If I look good, I'm making him look good. When we're out in public, I'm his accessory. So he has to be able to take care of me. No, ladies, it's bigger than that. There are men in this world that do want to settle down, that do want someone to be with, that he can come home to, a home cooked meal, take out on dates, do things for. But you're not just going to get that automatically. You have to be willing to give a little bit too. You get what I'm saying? It's bigger than how you look, because a man can get with any bad bitch. You'll just be the person of the week or the person of the month until he finds someone better. And then that bad bitch comes with loyalty, having his back, cooking, doesn't mind cleaning, doesn't mind doing this, doing that. See? So now she has something over you. It's not just good looks. She does more than just sit there and look pretty. And if you think you're going to get far in a relationship by sitting there and looking pretty, tell me how that works out for you. Because I know you're full of shit. The only time that'll work for a woman is if she gets an ugly ass nigga. If she gets a man that doesn't look good, that she knows no other woman's going to want, then she can play that man to the bank, right? She can play him until all his money is gone. But most of the guys that these women want, they have to look good as well, right? So, fellas, if you know you're not that attractive guy that's up there, I mean like attractive, and you feel like that woman is playing you, you got to start looking for the signs. You got to start, asking yourself, is she worth it? Is this pussy worth it? Don't think that because she looks good, you won't be able to find something better. You will find something better. You're just scared thinking that you won't. right? So you'd rather let a woman use you because you're scared that you won't find another bad bitch. Let that bitch go. Release her to the streets. You should never think like that as a man, because you got a lot of women out there looking for a good dude. But if you're clouded by the big ass and the long extensions and all that other shit, you're going to miss out and you're going to lose a lot of money. Okay? A lot of these women out here, they are walking liabilities. You get into a relationship with her, your bank account is drained. Now you're broke. Now you're broke. Now you're going back to square one. So again, it's bigger than getting a woman that has good looks and a nice body, and vice versa. So let me see who we got in here. Jalea, you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me what you feel. Keep it under 3 minutes because I'm not going to be on that long today. I do have a couple of sessions. So tell me how you feel about what I've said so far.
I actually agree with everything that you said. I actually had this conversation with a friend of mine. He's 23, and like we pretty much talk a lot about this. And what stuck out to me the most was when you said that basically good looks come a dime a dozen, basically. So this might sound weird when I say this, but I feel like that us women using our looks, you know what I'm saying? Like putting our looks on the table as an offer for men in exchange for whether it be dating, a relationship, or a ring. It's not enough. It's basic, very basic. Why? Because looks. It's just I would say like it's a way for a man, I guess, to be drawn to you, like initially. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, a man is not gonna know like how a woman is set up as far as like her mindset and her personality, like initially. Of course not. So, what's the first thing that catches a man's eye? Her looks. That's what's gonna draw him to her. Okay. And then, of course, what's next? It's either he can choose to approach her and have like, small talk or a conversation with her just to kind of fill her out to see what type of person she is, or he can choose to just go about his day. But my whole point is this is that I do agree with you when I say that we have to offer more than just our looks because that is not enough to keep a man around. Like we have to think about things like um as far as what stimulates his mind. What are his goals? Like we have to think about things that are long term instead of short term. But that's the thing. It's a lot of females nowadays, they're not even on that type of kick for themselves. So because they have a basic view of thinking when it comes down to themselves, they also have a basic view when it comes down to men. So everything that they do when dealing with a man is a reflection of them, to be honest.
I agree. Thank you for your input. And I know that there are some women out there that think that when a man, presents that question to them, what do you bring to the table? And they say, I am the table. That is one of my biggest pet peeves when a woman says that, because you are not the fucking table. You're not a goddess. You're not this person that they're going to just worship. When they're asking you that question, they want a real answer. That's like when you ask a man, what are you going to do for me? And they say everything. What's everything? And they don't answer. Y'all women would get mad, right? Start patting your head, messing with your nails because he's not answering it like you want him to. So if you want a man to be in a relationship with you and provide for you and do all these things that you have on a piece of paper for you, then you need to tell that man the same way, what are you going to bring to the table? And the only reason why women get offended is because they think a man is trying to challenge them, that they're trying to make them feel like they're stupid or make them feel like they're not worth being in a relationship when that's not even the case. But a lot of these women, especially on TikTok, if you go on TikTok, a lot of these entitled motherfucking women think that a man is supposed to do all these things for them and pussy is going to be enough. I actually saw a video of a woman with her legs open. She told the guy on the podcast that she went, fucked her dude at the gas station, her ex dude, came home to her or her actual boyfriend, and then he started going down on her and said, "You take so good." These women, that's how toxic and nasty and disgusting these women are. Okay? Clearly, those two guys are both dumbass people because they're not watching, they're not looking. They probably don't give a fuck, or they're probably fucking someone else. See, if a man said he did that, women will be out there picketing. They would want his whole social media shut down. They want his government name. That's how it is when women know that they're wrong. They're gonna definitely call out a man all day long, but when it's a woman doing it, it's okay. No, ladies, it's not gonna work like that. Pussy is not gonna be enough these days. It's not. Because a man can get pussy from any motherfucking woman he wanted, especially a man that has his shit together. A man that has a good job, got his own house, got a nice car. And I'm not saying a Tesla. It ain't got to be a BMW or Mercedes, but a car that goes from A to B without any issues, right? When he has his shit together, why would he want you because you got good pussy when he can get pussy from any woman he wants and send her right back to the streets and go home with all his money in his pocket, right? Go home with no headache, no stress. So you have to be able to bring something that's going to be beneficial because he's already doing good. So you say, well, my pussy is going to make you do better. No, it's not. Pussy is not going to put food on the table unless you're a hoe. Pussy is not going to pay all the bills. It's not. When you're in a relationship, he wants to know that he has somebody that's offering more than just the basic shit, which is sex. And women tend to say that answer all the time, I am the table, because they don't want to tell you the truth about how they ain't shit. All they got is pussy. And you got a lot of women out there that are pretty. God bless them with looks, but that's not going to be enough. You could be the prettiest woman, Halle Berry, get cheated on. Beyonce, get cheated on. All these really top-notch chicks. Remember, Halle Berry was deemed the most beautiful motherfucker in the world, right? No woman was touching Halle Berry. And she still got cheated on. Every man that she was in a relationship with cheated on her. You have to ask yourself, clearly good looks and pussy wasn't enough for Holly, right? She still got played. And most of these guys that cheat, they'll cheat on their woman, and the woman might be overweight. The woman might not look remotely attractive, but I bet you she brought a lot to the table. She was cooking for him, asking him, how was your day? How are you feeling? What can I do to make you feel better? That's what men need. And a lot of these entitled women won't ask a man that. How was your day? What can I do to make your day better? Instead, it's I need money for my hair, my nails. I'm going out to the club with my homegirls. It's Tuesday taco night. These women are real sloppy and they don't want to put in to a relationship. That's why I tell you fellas, and I tell women too, but I tell more men, because men get played more than women do. Men get played all the time. Women too will go out and salt that. They'll look for that guy who's not that attractive, that guy that you know he's insecure, but he got a good job. He might work in IT. He might work as a engineer. He might work as a vice president somewhere, and she will choose him and make him feel so special while draining his account. That is a hustle for a lot of these women. Or they might pick an older guy. And I'm talking about old as fuck, where he's one sneeze away. And they might make that man feel like he's special. Oh, I'm in love. And they don't really give a fuck about you. But the benefit that you can bring at that time is what they're looking for. So when you get yourself a smart man who tells you what can you bring to the table and you don't answer the question right and they keep going, what does the women say? What do women say? Oh, he's broke. He's broke. He didn't have no money anyway. No, you don't have no money anyway. You're the broke bum. You're the lazy motherfucker. You're just mad because he challenged you. See, a lot of these guys are not that desperate for the pussy. They can go anywhere and get it. So just because you're pretty and you know how to rotate your wigs every week doesn't make you top notch. It doesn't. Something else has to be attached to that pussy because it's not going to be enough to keep a man. That might get you in the door. He might hit it a couple times, take you out to eat. But I guarantee you he has 3 or 4 other bitches on the phone that he's calling to go fuck too. You're in rotation. You think you're special when really you're in rotation. You're like a vending machine. You're just the chip of the week. At the end of the day, what these women need to understand is that you are not the table. You're not. Stop thinking that because your mama told you that. Your mama was single too for a reason, right? Your daddy left her for a reason, right? You got to let that attitude go and start humbling yourself because you know that you're not the table. You know that you come with a headache, problems, issues. You know you come with being lazy. And you're so used to people treating you a different way because you're pretty, you think every man's going to treat you that way. No, you're going to get a man who says, nah, bitch, I don't need a woman that knows how to wear makeup and wigs. I need a woman that's going to have my back, that's going to be right there for me, that ain't afraid to get her feet wet, that ain't afraid to get her hands dirty. They're not afraid to do that. But you don't find those women often because on TikTok, they think that this world exists where they can tell a man, I am the fucking table. Now what? What you going to ask now? That's the world we live in. That's why a lot of men say the dating pool is really messed up because these women are so entitled. They feel like if we go out on a restaurant, your ass is paying. I'm not paying for the tip. I'm not paying the taxes. I ain't paying for shit. If anybody had watched my Instagram, you guys saw that story about the guy took the woman out to dinner. Okay. Now, before they went out, she was on the phone woofing. Oh, yeah, I don't mind paying half on dates, and I do this and I do everything that man wanted to hear. She said it. But when they were at the actual restaurant, right? And he told her, I just want you to pay the tip. Now, mind y'all, he drove her there to the restaurant, and the restaurant was on his side of town. Okay. The tip, he said, was about $18. Now, to us, that ain't shit, right? And to a woman that says she didn't mind going half on the bill when the bill was $100, you should be very thankful for that little $18 tip. He ain't asking you for $50, right? But this bitch decided to tell him, I'm going to tinkle. Now, fellas, any woman that uses the phrase tinkle, that's a red flag. We don't say that shit. Little girls say that shit. I was saying that shit in grade school. Oh, I got to tinkle, right? Now we're going to say I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back, right? She told him, I'm going to go tinkle before the waitress comes back, and then I'm going to hit her with a dub. I'm going to give her a $20 bill, right? So, of course, she didn't come back. She left, right? The waitress told him, I saw your date leave. Now, the weird thing is, I'm sure she probably took a cab or an Uber. Now, if they were on his side of town, then we can assume that she probably paid more than $18, or if, in fact, $18 to get home. So you had no problem with taking an Uber home and paying, but you had a problem with paying on the date. So like I said, fellas, a lot of women will tell you everything you want to hear. That's why you got to make sure when you guys are speaking over the phone, ask her those questions and then circle back and ask them again, but in a different way. If you guys ever applied for a job, they'll ask you those self-identifying questions, and then I ask you some questions to see where your mind is at. And you'll say to yourself, I feel like I just got asked this question. They did ask you that same question. They just flip-flopped the words because they do that to see if you're still on your shit. Because some people will say, oh, yeah, if we go on a date, I'm going to pay half. Okay, all right. So if we go on a date, you don't mind paying? Well, I thought the man is supposed to pay. But you just said 20 questions ago, you'll go half. What I'm saying, fellas, is a lot of women love to tell you what you want to hear so they can get that free meal. If you just talk to them, don't rush to go on that first date. If you talk to them, that's free. You ain't got to spend no motherfucking money on no motherfucker if you're just talking on the phone. A lot of y'all make that mistake thinking, oh, she looks so good. I want to see that ass in a dress. I want to see that ass in those jeans. Let me go ahead and bring her to a restaurant and pay my money. And then the shit don't work out. Now you out of $100. And even for some of y'all, that might not be nothing. But that could have been money you put in the gas tank. That could have been the light bill. So what I'm saying is, why waste that money in the first place when you can qualify that bitch over the phone? I keep telling you guys, do not go on a date with someone until you qualify them. Treat dating like a job. I'm telling you guys this. This is going to be in my book. I have a book that's going to be coming out too. Not only Shut the Fuck Up, but I'm also going to have a book called Are You Worth the Interview? The interview is just an example of saying, are you worth going on a date? That's all it is. Because before you go to a job interview in person, what do? They qualify your stupid ass over the phone. Why do they do that? They do it before looking at you. They do it before a video Zoom or all that other shit. They want to know if you got your shit on right. They're going to ask you some questions, and they already have the answers that you're supposed to say. You don't say those answers. They say, okay, we'll call you back. And they never call you, right? Treat dating like that. Ask that girl or ask that guy 50 questions if you have to. And then say to yourself, you know what? This interview went well. Let me do a follow-up. Hey, I enjoyed talking to you on the phone. I would love to talk to you again. I would love to get to know more about you. You know, I got a meeting that's about to come up. Can I call you tomorrow? You guys don't have to just talk on the phone for 5 minutes and say, oh, let's meet at Applebee's. No. Qualify them over the phone first. Ask them all those questions. Even if do you have a social media? Okay, check that. Okay. Because while they're answering those questions, you write them down. If you have to do this in a date, do that shit. You're saving yourself money and you're actually investing your time. You guys don't care about time anymore. You're in a rush to go on a date. You're in a rush to do a one-night stand. And then you end up saying, oh, he ain't shit. You should have qualified him. Again, some people are not worth the interview. Some people are not worth that first date. They're not. Right? There are some jobs that say, you know what? Can we do a follow-up phone interview? I have to ask a few more questions. Based off of the shit you just said, it didn't resonate with them correctly. So they said, you know what? I have to do another one with them because they're not all there today. Maybe they'll be all there tomorrow when I ask them the same questions, just in a different sequence, right? Treat dating that way and y'all won't fuck up. Y'all won't have these issues with people dashing on the bill, not wanting to pay the bill, not wanting to do this. If you qualified them over the phone and actually had a thorough conversation, you wouldn't be in that boat. Treat it just like a job. If you have to do 3 phone interviews, do that shit. Then when you see that this woman or man is worth your time, worth seeing you in person, then you go on the in-person interview, which is your first date. You go on that date, and you ask them some questions now in person. See if everything lines up. Now you want to see if all these questions and all those answers if it matches that person that you were talking to, right? So you might want to ask them 1 or 2 questions like you did over the phone to see if everything matches. Because if you're telling the truth, you ain't going to change it. If you're lying, the shit going to change. Remember, you wrote it down. So you already looked it over. You already know what they said. So if they say something different on that first date, which is that first in-person interview, ain't going to be no follow-up interview, which is ain't going to be no second date. You feel me? So guys, you got to correlate it that way. That's the way I do it. Some people, they skip all the phone part and they go right to let's meet at Applebee's. Let's meet at Ruth Chris. Why? Why spend your motherfucking money? Unless she's going half, you ain't got to spend no money talking on the phone. Right? Their resume is Instagram. Their resume is Facebook. Their resume is TikTok and Twitter. That's the resume. Look at all their social media and see if all the shit adds up. If she tells you, oh, I love going out on dates and paying. I pay all the time. But then you go on her Facebook. Men ain't shit. They're always broke. It ain't matching, right? That's just like somebody saying, yep, I've been in customer service for 20 years, right? You put that on your resume. Then they say, okay, what was the jobs you had? Oh, I was doing hair. I did nails. Now, come on, y'all. That's at-home jobs. They're talking about in the real world, right? It ain't matching. So they're not going to call you back. They're not going to give you the job. So again, you guys, you have to realize that there's more to offer in a relationship than just the physical, okay? The physical might get you in the door. But if you think that that's all you need, that physical is also going to get you put out in the street too. And a lot of women tend to think that they don't need anything. If they have good looks, all they need is the pussy and looks, and they can get anything they want. Now, that's true when it comes to simps. Men will do everything they can to cater to a woman that's pretty because they don't think they can get better. They spend all their money like some dumbass niggas, and they will spend all their money on this woman who has absolutely no interest in him. She may have even been fucking somebody else and using your money, to take him out. Because he ain't gonna pay, right? So the money you giving this woman that you think is into you, she's using that on the new guy. So fellas, you gotta pay attention because sometimes you're not even the main guy. You're not, and you're not even paying attention. But you're so caught up with that ass. Women know how to keep you focused on one part by just throwing that ass in your way. And if you're only gonna focus on that physical, then you're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be broke, and that's how you're gonna end up, just like that. Let me see. I think we have somebody else on. Nope, they went off. So my thing is, guys, all I'm saying is a lot of women, they tend to think that they don't have to offer a lot. So men, if you have to ask that woman that question in the beginning before you guys even go on a date, see what she tells you. Listen for the answer. What do you bring to the table? And I'm not saying this in a rude way. I'm just curious. If we were to be in a relationship today, Bonquisha, what would you bring to the table? I look good. Sometimes I like to cook. I have your back. How would you have my back? If you need anything, I got you. That's not enough. That's not going to be enough. So if me and you were dating, how would you have my back? Go into detail what you mean by that. Because I got homeboys that got my back. My family got my back. What makes you different? See, fellas, don't be afraid to make them, answer, with actual, with sustenance. You want to make sure they're not telling you a few words. Oh, I have your back. I'll cook. Okay, what would you cook? What's your favorite meal to cook? Oh, I love making hot dogs. Bam, red flag. That ain't no food. Get the fuck out of here. That's not no food. So again, they're going to tell you what you want to hear, but if you don't follow it up with a question, you just missed out on a red flag, right? Oh, I love to cook and clean. What do you use to clean your house? What's that blue stuff? Red flag. Because if she was cleaning, she'll be able to just blurt it out. Am I right? It's not hard to catch these motherfuckers in lies. Oh, I love going out on dates and paying. Where was the last place you went to and you paid? How much was the bill? Oh, I don't remember the bill. Get the fuck out of here. If you asked her what was her favorite wig, she remember that wig. When you were in high school, what wig did you wear that made you happiest? Oh, my red wig. They know that shit. So if they tell you they don't remember how much they spent or how much they went half on, they're lying. They never did it. That's the point. So if you get a woman that tells you, oh, I don't mind paying all the bills and I don't mind going on a date and me paying, okay, what day did you do that with? Oh, we went to the fair. Now get the fuck out of here. Okay? It has to be a real date where you actually shelled out some money. Right? Oh, I took them to the signature room, downtown Chicago. Now I know you spent money. Now I know you actually spent bread. Right? Some places you kind of know. Oh, I took them to Chili's. Now, come on now. Chili's got all them discounts. That ain't no real date to me. Because if you tell a woman, let's go to Chili's, she going to look at you and say, are you serious? I heard Chili's got 2 for $20. Oh, he broke. No, he not. He's smart. I might not like you. You might not look like your pictures. So at least I'm only spending $20 in some tax, right? We're not going to Ruth Chris and I never met you yet. See, Ruth Chris is that third in-person interview when you got to meet them a couple more times, right? You don't take them to the extravagant places right off the bat. Take her somewhere basic. Especially those women that tell you, oh, I don't mind the cheap stuff. They lying. They're lying. But then show them some cheap stuff and watch their face. Watch their face when you show them some cheap stuff. Okay, hold on. We have, is it Louis?
That's right.
Okay, what's up, Louis? Talk to me.
Listen, I just started listening and watching your podcast. You are the greatest. That's all I want to tell you. You are the best. That's all I want to say. You hit everything on a nail. Oh my God, that's all I want to say. Just finish the show. That's all I want to tell you.
Now, let me ask you this, Louis. Is this your first time? You
Yes.
said your first time, man. Thank you so much. So I'm sure you've heard a little bit about what I said. Now, Louis, have you ever been in a position where you knew the woman was trying to get a free meal or try to get you to spend money? Have you ever been in that situation?
I am 46 years old with a birthday coming up. Me and you probably are in the same age group. I don't know. I'm not trying to get all into that. But yes.
And how did you handle it?
I had to do a self 360 and I did a self check. I stopped. And you should just see now, when I meet people, I go through a whole application process.
There you go.
And 90% of the time, they fail. Because I use old school logic, that's always going to be new school logic. When I take somebody out, I just kind of just see where they mind at. Now that's just like Houston. I got a friend of mine who does gold digger videos. I'm not pretty sure, we're not gonna get off into that, but 90% of the time he meets them and it's the same thing every time. When he asks what they bring to the table, I am the table. I'm still trying to figure out in 2022, what does that mean? If somebody can give me that answer, let me know. I have no idea what that means. I don't want to find out. And I'm not going to, but I just want to give you probably the biggest props in the world because I've been reading your text messages also. I don't know who sends those to you. They make my night. Because I can't believe women are that damn stupid. Just like the one about the, I don't know if you sent that one. It was, I'm going to make it short and sweet. The girl had a girlfriend who had a bad breakup. And the girl and the guy were supposed to go out. So she asking her friend go out. She said, yeah. Then she turns around and flipped it and says, well, I told her you was paying for her. He never mentioned that. So after that, she started calling him broke. But he said the key word that I think that kind of pissed her off when he said, well, I got what I wanted anyway. So
I know what you're talking about.
Thank you so much for keeping it real. That's all I want to say.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And like I said, continue to support, and I'll continue to make sure you have some good content to look forward to. Okay.
Thank you, baby girl. I'm still listening.
Okay, I heard that. Thank you so much.
All right.
So I mean, guys, it makes me happy when people tell me that, a lot of the content that I share and put out, it does make their day. And when people ask me, where do you get this stuff from? Like I told you guys, I am a life coach. I do work with a lot of people, and I always tell them to document what they do. Especially anything with child support, I tell people document, document, document. If you know the baby mama has a bad attitude and she's always telling you hateful things that can be used in court, text, text, text. People are going to tell you how they feel through text. A lot of my clients, they have all these issues with women, or they have issues with family. It may be, I don't know. But when they send me things, I verify first and then I use it. Last year, I was put on 6 bans, but 3 of those bans came off of my text receipts, because those guys who told me I was cleared to use it, the women that were involved in that was able to get that post shut down. So there are some instances where men will tell me, "Oh no, she's never going to see this," or it's safe to post, and it's not safe to post. They can still get me for bullying. So I want to let people know that the text receipts that you guys see, I've been doing that for about 5 years. So a lot of people get me mixed up with spiritual world. A lot of people get me mixed up with a lot of these fake ass low budget pages who like to use what I'm doing. I've been doing this for many years now. I've always stayed in my own lane, but you're going to see people that are duplicating what I do. One of my clients sent me his story about when his kid was having a party, and she said, "You can come, but your wife and her child cannot come," right? Her kids can't come. Even though her kids already told their sister, I'm sorry, the sister already told her kids that they can come. The mom said it's my fucking house, and I'm saying this that they can't come, but you can come. The dad only, but not his wife and her 2 sons. And it was for their daughter's graduation party. So that story I then saw on Spiritual World, but it was all flip-flopped and redid to look like it wasn't what I already posted. So people are going to look at what I posted and say, damn it, let me do one too. So guys, please don't get other text receipts confused with mine. I always put my watermark on it now because it gets stolen. People are starting to recycle my shit from 2017 and now flip-flop the words and put their watermark on it. So I want you guys to know I'm the originator of text receipts and getting people on Facebook. I am the originator. So even if the big pages don't give me my props, Facebook will tell you memories from 3 years ago or memories from this many years ago. And it's my text receipts. So I want you guys to know that I've been doing this for years before Kevin Samuels was even heard of on social media. I was doing this. So I want you guys to know that this is sent to me. I verify, and then I put my mark on it. A lot of people don't like to post it on their own social media because they have friends and family. They don't want them in their business. So they allow me to be their voice. Okay. So that is how I usually get my stories. Now, Facebook stuff, I tell you guys all the time, I go into groups, I get people that way, and that's how easy it is. Okay. But back to the scenario at hand, what we're talking about. I just want women to know that it's bigger than just sex, because I've been seeing TikToks lately of women saying all you got to do is wear a nice sexy shirt, show a little cleavage, and you can get whatever you want. If it's that easy and men are giving women money just off of some damn cleavage when you can go on Pornhub and see the full thing, then men, you need to reevaluate your own life. Like, fellas, stop asking these women for nudes. Please stop doing that shit. That shit is played out. That's some high school shit. You know what a nude body looks like, right? If she's giving you those nudes like that up front so easy, then that means you're not the only guy. See, a woman who values her temple will tell you, you know what a naked body look like, or even send you the Pornhub website. Go look at that, because you're not going to see my body. This is for the person that I am into, that I'm actually dating. See, fellas, I'm telling you that, and women too. Women, if you're giving up nudes, they look at you differently. They look at you differently when you do that shit, because it's so easy for you to give it up to a stranger. Why? Why are you letting them see your temple? Y'all not even dating yet, and you are, and then don't be asking men for dick pics. That is so weird to me. Like, fellas, ladies, that shit is played out. You're not in high school anymore. Can I see a nipple? Can I see one titty? Like, are you that desperate? You don't know what a titty look like? You don't know what pussy look like. And even if you're into that woman and you really want to know what her shit look like, if you really wanted to know, then you'll take your time. It shouldn't be just you going to a ice cream shop saying, I want to try all the ice cream. Find one that you like and focus on that one. What I'm saying is, don't be too easy in the beginning, ladies. Fellas too. Oh, can I see a dick pic? You don't know what a dick look like? You ain't never seen a dick before. Okay, well, go on Pornhub. You'll see all types of dicks because you're not going to see mine. Y'all got to start being real stingy with your shit. Back in the day, it took a woman forever to show a titty. Took forever for a man to get a sexy pic, right? Her in that nightgown. It took a while for y'all to get that. Nowadays, you can get it off of TikTok. Nowadays, you can get it off of Instagram. It's too easy. So when women say I am the table, well, I already seen what's on the table. It's on your OnlyFans. I already seen it. So really, you ain't shit. You're not the table. And if you are the table, it's broken. So basically, she wants you to be the person that's fixing the legs on that table. Don't be that person. All her baggage that's weighing that table down, now the table has broken. And she wants you to fix it. So when a woman tells you she is a table, fellas, don't be saying, yes, I got the perfect woman. The perfect woman does not exist. I promise you. You might think her body is just banging and perfect. No woman and no man is perfect on this earth. I can promise you that. I could put $1 million on that. And I don't even got $1 million, but you know what I'm saying. Nobody is perfect. So don't accept that as an answer. Make that woman speak. Make her use her words. Because if you told her what's your favorite hairdo, she'll tell you. How do you like to get your nails done? She'll tell you. All the shit that she wants to hear. She'll tell you. What wig makes you feel the prettiest? Oh, let me tell you. Oh, my God. She'll have a lot to say. So when you tell her what can you bring to the table, she should have the same energy. You're not the table. So, and she does tell you, I am the table. Okay, what's on the table? Make her speak. Y'all accept the bare minimum, and that's why you end up broke, because you spent your money on that woman and you should have saw the red flag in the beginning. That's why you got to qualify them. Like, fellas, ladies, if you don't listen to anything I say, treat dating like a job. Y'all know when y'all looking for a job, what do? Y'all go to the description, see if it matches what you like to do, right? You're never going to go to a job and it says you're going to be cleaning toilets, picking up shit all day. You might get shit on you and y'all say, yeah, that's the job for me. No, that almost never happens, right? When y'all looking for that job that you want to make sure it matches you, that y'all are equally yoked together. This has to be the job that I know about because I've done it before, but they're not only meeting my qualifications, but the pay is just perfect. Everything matches, right? You're not just going to close your eyes and just start applying for jobs. Look at that like a relationship. You're not just going to pick the first guy you meet and say, let's fuck, please. Well, some women will. Some women will. Some men will. Let's fuck. Okay. But people that actually have a brain, that actually take their time, they're not just going to pick someone off the street and say, let's fuck. They're going to get to know that person. They're going to qualify that person before you even meet that woman. And if you meet her at the gym, that's fine. That's not an interview. You met her at the gym. That's all. Start with the phone. When you have a phone conversation, that is absolutely free. Why do you think jobs don't tell you on day one? Come on in for an in-person. Most jobs now are making you do a phone interview, or they call it a phone screen, right? Because they want to know if you are worth meeting them in person. See, they don't want to waste your time, and they're not going to waste their time. So they're going to ask you those questions. Sometimes they end it quick. Sometimes it goes longer because your answers are not matching what they have on paper. So they're not going to call you in to meet in person. But some women will tell you on the qualifying part everything you want to hear. And if you have a woman that's telling you everything, I love to make steak and asparagus, baked potato loaded. You know, I love to work out at the gym. I love going shopping at Whole Foods and buying healthy foods. Damn, where is she at? I love wearing my natural hair. I rarely wear makeup. I don't do the long acrylic nails. She's sounding too perfect, fellas. So that don't mean, okay, let's meet at Ruth Chris, my treat. No, that means she needs a follow-up phone interview. Okay? You already wrote down all those lies that she said, right? So on your next conversation, you're going to ask her some of the same questions, but you're going to flip-flop them. Because women lie. Men lie too. But women, they tend to lie more when it comes to the dating phase. They're going to tell you, no, I don't have no baby daddies. Nope. No kids. I don't sleep around that much at all. I probably only had one guy a year. Lies. One guy a year? Lies. Who was that guy? Oh, he was my ex. Why that didn't work out? You know, because he cheated on me. Fellas, red flag. 90% of women will tell you that their last relationship didn't work because he cheated. They wanted to sound so bad that you said, oh, poor baby. So she got cheated on, which means that she's loyal. Lies. Lies. You can't believe that all the time, you guys. You can't. That's the main reason a woman will tell you their last relationship didn't work, because they want you to feel pity. They want you to feel bad for this woman. I did everything for him. I cooked, I cleaned. That's a fucking lie. But you go on her Facebook and she's quoting Cardi B. I don't cook, I don't clean, but I got this WAP. See what I'm saying? That's why you gotta qualify them over the phone before you meet them. They may even tell you a sob story. Yeah, my ex, he died. And the ex he didn't die at all, but she tried to kill him. See what I'm saying? That's why you cannot let the ass and titties blind you. Qualify them over the phone and make sure they're worth you meeting in person on that first interview. Because I don't see dating as, oh yeah, we're just gonna go and have dinner. It's an interview to me. I'm gonna ask you 1,000 questions. When I met my husband, he asked me questions and I asked him questions too. But before we went on our first date, we talked for 90 days. Well, maybe a little bit more than 90 days, close to like maybe 100 days. But that's the way I did things. I was slow. I don't move fast. You're not gonna rush me. And he didn't rush, and I didn't rush him. But taking our time and then finally going on a date, and then from there, we're still together. We took our time. And that was back in the day. I was 24 years old when I met my husband. 24. 24, turning 25 in that same year. But I was 24. I wasn't turning 25 until 6 more months. So I want you guys to know that that's how slow I moved at 24. Usually you fuck up, you get into 25,000 relationships at that age, right? That's the way I move. So fellas, ladies, you got to take your time in the talking phase. Before you start spinning your ends, talk to her on the phone first. A lot of women don't even like to talk. If she's one that doesn't even like to talk and she keeps it short, yeah, I'm good. What do you like to do? I like to listen to music. What kind of music? Everything. Fellas, release that hoe to the streets. Because a real woman of sustenance, what kind of music you love? I love jazz. I'm more of a BB King. I'm old school. I love that. I love real music that made sense. What's your favorite song right now? Oh, I love the City Girls anthem. Red Flag, release it to the streets. What is her favorite song? Who's her favorite artist? Oh, I love Cardi B. Red Flag, release it to the streets. Because a real woman of sustenance ain't going to support a woman who was drugging men. So, fellas, they'll tell you with the likes and dislikes. Listen to those things, please. Please listen to that. They're going to tell you already if you should qualify them or not. And what they listen to, it does matter. It does. Because if a woman says that Cardi B is like her God, then you should definitely not date that type of woman. I'm just being honest. Most women that listen to Cardi B and that rock with Cardi B is basically telling you, I support women who drug and rob men and let them get violated by trannies. It ain't no different. If a man told a woman, oh, I love R. Kelly, I listen to his music every day, do you think women would say, oh, he's a good guy? No, they're going to think that he's just like R. Kelly, right? All because he likes the music. But they're not going to forget what R. Kelly did, right? The difference is R. Kelly is being held accountable for what he did. Cardi B is not. Y'all see the difference? Y'all see the difference? So if they're going to get mad at him for liking someone who's about to pay his dues and get locked up for a long time, how can you support someone that didn't even get a slap on the wrist? She didn't even get that. She was able to say everything she wanted. She didn't even go to court for the shit she said, right? It was just said and gone, right in the wind, right? So again, if she listens to certain music that you know is just not all there, that should tell you what kind of woman she is. Because a real woman will tell you, like, yeah, I like music. I don't really listen to the radio music anymore. I'm more of a this type of person. I like this type of music. Or I love to read. Oh, you love to read? What book did you read? Oh, Cosmo Girls, Red Flag. That ain't no fucking book, right? Ask her, have you ever read a book with more than 200 pages in there? Oh, no. That's a problem. Why aren't we reading? Why aren't we stimulating our mind? Right? But I bet you they know every lyric to the City Girls, Sweetie, Meg the Stallion. They know all the lyrics to that, but they can't read a book. That's a problem. So fellas, again, a lot of things that you ask them, it's going to let you know what kind of woman they are. Don't take them on no date. Don't let the ass make you think like, you know what? Maybe in person she's different. No, if she's dumb over the phone, she's dumb in person. Period. Okay, let's see who else we have on here. Louis, did you have something else to say?
Yes. You mentioned earlier. Let me go back because I had to run up about the 90 the 90 did you say the 90-day rule?
No, sir. I said in my relationship with my husband, we went over 90 days. So we're probably
That's
close to like 100 days. But it
that's
wasn't a
it.
rule. It's just that's how slow I move. I wasn't in a rush.
You know what? I just started that, and now I'm starting to reap the effects. It works.
That's good. So you're actually 90 days and then there's no sex, no intimacy. Are you going on dates within those 90 days or
No,
nothing
no.
happens until
No,
after?
no. I'm gonna tell you this is a true story. I'm gonna keep it short and simple. How I
Go
just
ahead.
got the nest. Young lady on Facebook, we started going back and forth. I got the nest for $50 because I fell through the old broken. I'm man enough to admit it. I fell through the broken phone scam. I sent that money, and then when I asked her, "Are you getting the phone?" Oh, my mama had an accident going to get the phone. I said, you know what? Took that as a loss. Now I had to get to know you, see where your head is at. And like you say, I'm old school. All this Cardi B and city girls, when I hear that garbage, I'm like, have a nice day. And that's all I'm hearing. I'm a city girl. I'm a Cardi B girl. That's why you're single.
That's true. A lot of people do look up to these celebrities who are in full-blown relationships. Cardi B said, I don't cook, I don't clean, but didn't Offset have a video of her sweeping? She was looking like Mom's Maybelline, right? They're lying to you guys. They want y'all to think that that's the life when it isn't. They really do cook. They really do clean. Beyonce said all the single ladies while being fully married to Jay-Z, together with him almost 20 years. And she's telling y'all all the single ladies. So y'all was in the club singing Beyonce, but Beyonce was going home to marry Dick. She was married. She still is. So ladies, you can't let these city girls and these artists get you all mixed up. Because then you're going to really end up all by yourself. Half these women are in full relationships. What's the city girl's name? Young Mommy? What is her name? The one that's with Diddy? She's getting passed around. You think Diddy's going to marry her? No. Diddy's not going to marry her, but that's who she's with right now. But she's telling y'all to be single. But she's been following Diddy like a little poodle on a leash, right? We all know that Diddy has been linked to a plethora of hoes, right? She is no different. She's just the flavor of the year. And one thing I don't like that women do, they tend to think that Diddy is forcing these women to be with him. Guys, can y'all stop thinking that? Diddy has the money. He has more money than any woman he has been with. Any woman that Diddy fucked, he had more money than. He doesn't need those women to be there forever. He can get any woman he wants. Let's keep it real. So when y'all bring up Cassie, oh, he held her down and kept her there for 10 years and wouldn't commit. Cassie knew Diddy was never going to commit. No one was going to ever be on that status that Kim was on. He didn't even do her right. And she was a really good Black woman, right? So for Cassie to think that he was going to marry her, that is her fault for sticking around for 10 years. My question was, how'd she get with the new guy, the white dude, and became pregnant instantly? Because she was fucking with that dude. Her and Diddy had an open relationship, clearly. Because you don't just get in a relationship and then bam, you're pregnant within months. Unless you had already been fucking this person. So y'all over here giving Cassie a pass when really Cassie wasn't no innocent creature. She was a high-priced hoe. Let's not act like Diddy didn't give her hits, even if she didn't last that long. The bitch couldn't sing worth the lick. Cassie is beautiful. She should have been modeling, but she cannot sing. She cannot dance. She's good to look at, but she's not good to listen to. Okay? So let's not act like Diddy didn't give her something out of the deal. She did get a return on investment. He made sure she had money, made sure she had things that she wanted that were worldly. She just wasn't getting a ring, and she knew that. So ask yourself why Cassie didn't leave years and years prior, because she needed that money. Then she gets with a new guy who plays soccer and has money. So let's not act like she's this innocent person who was held down by gunpoint in a relationship. Stop that shit. These women choose to be with these men who they know are hoes, who they know are not going to commit. But remember, they're the table, right? Y'all look at Cassie and say, she's so beautiful. She's gorgeous. Why wouldn't he marry her? Because looks will only get you in a door, but they're not going to keep you there. Do you think Diddy cried when she left? No. If Diddy really wanted to wife her, he would have did that. He wouldn't have waited 10 years. And in those 10 years he was with Cassie, he fucked Lori Harvey. He fucked a lot of other women. It wasn't just that. Understand that. Cassie knew her role because the money went over. The money was over morals and that whole dilemma. She chose to be with Diddy because the money was too good to leave. Then she finds this white guy with some pretty eyes, and bam, she's fucking him. She's pregnant. She's married. Everything's moving really fast. And then y'all say, yes, God did that. Don't bring God into that. God didn't tell her to fornicate and then get married. No, God wouldn't do that. So stop that shit. Stop bringing God up when people are doing something wrong. If Cassie really wanted to be married, she could have been married years ago if she would have left that money. But nah, the money was too good. So y'all can say what y'all want, but I'm not going to entertain the lies. I know what it is. Hold on one second. Who do we have here? Tay. Tay, you are on. Talk to me.
Hi. Buddy.
She said, whoop. No, go ahead, show your face. No, I'm saying, go ahead. Go ahead,
No,
Tay.
it's my lovely children. I'm holding one and I don't put them on
No,
camera.
Go ahead. You're fine. Go ahead.
Let me see. But my hair is kind of done, so it's okay.
Okay, girl.
But these people that do, I like to say the city girls, Megan Thee Stallion, all that stuff.
Yeah.
If those are your role models, that's a problem. I'm like, all they do is teach them to sit there and shake their behind in the club, on the street, at the gas station, everywhere else, and
Right.
we have major issues. They don't do anything else with their life. They don't go to school. Benji, be quiet. You can't co-sign, baby. My 7-year-old's co-signing.
No problem. No problem.
I'm like, you can't, they don't do anything with themselves. They're just there. They don't go to school. They don't do anything. They're trying to scam a man for money. I'm in South Florida, so scamming season is open here all year.
Yes, scam Florida. Yes,
It's ridiculous. So, fellas, please be on your game, because these people, if I had to date nowadays, I would just die.
It's hard
ridiculous
out here. It is. And I know it's hard out
I
here.
feel bad. I had a couple of, I'll call them associates, female associates, and they're like, oh, stay with the man you're with. I was like, honey, I'm not having problems, but if I'm moving how you move, I see why you have problems.
That's right.
I'm like, look at what you do. You can't sleep with them on the first night, and then you're surprised that, that's not your husband and he doesn't want to marry you.
That's right. That's right.
It's a mess.
Girl.
It's a hot mess.
Well, I definitely appreciate you for getting on, Tay, and saying
thank you for having an early stream, because I have to get up at 4 a.m. for work. So usually I'm out by 8 o'clock.
Yes, girl. I try to do the weekends early. So if you have more to say, hang back. But hey, you can hang back and go out video so you can be there for your kids. But if you want to talk again, I'll definitely give you a chance at the end, okay?
Okay, I'll come back on later. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. You're welcome. Fellas, I want to know if any men had this issue where they, got blinded by the ass, and they went on a date and then, it didn't work out and they ended up spending some good money. Be honest. Y'all don't have to use your government names if you don't want to be embarrassed, but I want to know. Queen of Vibes, Cosmo Girls is like a magazine. It has all the, it's like the Ebony. Like we had Ebony Jet, that was for us Black people. Cosmo's like a white magazine, and it has like all your favorite artists in there, and then it have stupid like, is he cheating on you? Answer these 10 questions. That's what Cosmo Girls was. A lot of these chicks read magazines like that and think that's a book, and it's not. It's gossip. It's basically celebrity gossip. Okay. So, I mean, fellas, I want to know what your side of it is. Like, I want to know, what happened when you did figure out that you were being used. What did you do? Did you call her out on it? Did you, just go with the flow because you didn't think you can get a woman that looks as good as her? What happened with that? Because, I mean, that's going to continue to happen if you don't catch it early. That's what happens. A lot of you guys don't really pay attention. Now, something else I wanted to talk about, because someone did send me this question in my inbox, and I know a lot of you guys really do. If anybody knows who Nipsey is, we heard about how his killer got charged, right? So we already knew what happened with that. But if you don't know who Nipsey Hussle is, he's a rapper. I feel like his album should have won over Cardi B's album. If you guys listen to his whole Victory Lap album, to me, it was way better than Invasion of Privacy. Now, I'm not saying that because I don't like Cardi B. I'm just saying I like real music. I feel like Nipsey Hussle took it back. His album makes you want to pop it in and just drive, right? And just let it go from song to song. Cardi B's album was only hot because of Bodak Yellow. that was, to me, that was the only song I felt like it had some sort of, ring to it. But that's because somebody wrote the lyrics. At least with Nipsey Hussle's album, his shit was written by him. He didn't have a ghostwriter. He did it on his own. He also gets back to his hood. He also did not drug and rob women. So again, I felt like his album should have definitely, won over Cardi B's, but it didn't. Just keeping it real. But someone had asked me in my inbox because I think her name is Angie Martinez. She recently did an interview with Lauren London. We all saw that Lauren London gained a lot of weight, right? Okay, so here's my take. Lauren London, to me, she's a cute girl. I think that a lot of people praise her because of Nipsey Hussle dying. They won't keep it real with her because they know that she's grieving, but I'm going to keep it real, okay? We all know Nipsey has been gone for a few years. So her gaining weight today is because she wants to gain weight. We can't keep saying it's because Nipsey died. It's because Nipsey died. You got to stop using his name in vain like that. I think that's very disrespectful, especially since they weren't even married. If anybody followed their relationship, Nipsey was with Lauren London for 6 years and she didn't even get an engagement. So maybe her love for him was deeper than his love for her. But the mother of Nipsey's first child had released text messages showing that he was still fucking his baby mama when he was with Lauren London. So I think a lot of this hurt her because she's finding out a lot of the truths. They even tried to silence his baby mama when she said the truth. And that bothered me. I think Lauren London's a cute girl, and I think that she has the resources to heal. It's been 3 years. If you look at Kobe Bryant's wife, she's still healing. She lost a daughter too, and she was married to Kobe. I honestly feel like when you're not married to someone, you shouldn't be letting your health go downhill like that. Sorry. If Nipsey truly loved Lauren, she would have at least gotten engagement, y'all. 6 years is a long time. Instead, she became a baby mama to another rapper. I like Lauren London, but I'm not going to sit up here and say that, oh, she is just so strong and she's just, and all this. I'm not going to do all that. We all lose people. She lost a boyfriend, not a husband. So at the end of the day, he didn't have her name on anything. So I look at those type of things. Why wouldn't Nipsey put her on anything if he actually loved her? Lauren London could just bring those dimples and looks to the relationship. Clearly, it didn't get her a ring. All it got her was another bastard kid. No offense, but it's the truth. Remember, Lil Wayne is the first baby daddy, right? So a lot of people are going to sit there and coddle and do that, but that's my take on that. I feel like Lauren London needs to find something that makes her happy, and and her saying I'm not going to ever date anyone. You guys weren't married, and even if you were married to Nipsey, the Bible says when they die, you move on. That's why you say to death do you part. Once death happens, you're able to remarry. But she wasn't married. That was just her boyfriend, baby daddy. That's all it was, you guys. So again, I look at facts. Is she a strong woman? Yeah, but people die every day. There's people in Chicago that lose their kids every single day to gun violence. It's no different. The only difference is she's famous and her boyfriend was famous, but she was still a baby mama. Okay? So again, I look at that because a lot of people says, oh, Nipsey really loved you and, oh, you must have been his only. She actually wasn't, if you look at the facts. So there's my take on that. So if anybody ever asks me that, that's how I feel. Is she a pretty girl? Yes, she is. I'm not going to deny she's a good looking woman, but that didn't get her a ring. All it got her was another bastard child. So again, ladies, we got to do better with who we are sleeping with. You're putting all these years in. If you're in a relationship for years and you don't see him committing, don't have his kid. That's kind of like simple. That's plain and simple. The reason why a lot of these women have these kids with these men that they know are not going to commit to them is because they want that control. They want to be able to say, well, if you piss me off, child support, here we come. And I'm not saying Lauren London. I'm just saying in general. A lot of women know a man will not commit to them, but they still will go around and sleep with them unprotected, knowing what's going to be the outcome, right? So then I tend to think that you set that shit up. You wanted that baby so you can have a piece of him, right? So you can have control. When a woman has a kid with a man that they know that didn't want to marry them or don't want to make them that main woman, they can control him with that baby. Don't make me go to that child support office on Monday. Don't make me call the caseworker. Back in the day, that's all women did. They would threaten men with child support, right? That's what they did. So if you know this man isn't going to commit to you and y'all been together for years, a baby won't change that. Okay? Only thing it will change is you may be getting child support. That means that you wanted the money. So again, that's how I feel about that situation. Thank you so much for the $20. Is it Zytec? Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But that's how I feel about that. Crow said Nipsey knew Lauren London is though. Yeah, I didn't say Nipsey didn't know that. No, Crow, I never said that Nipsey didn't know who her first baby daddy was. I didn't say that. I'm saying their relationship, Nipsey Hussle and Lauren London were together for 6 years before his passing. 6 years, and they weren't even engaged. So her love for him, she's acting as if they were married, and they weren't. He was actually still sleeping with his baby mama. That tells me that he really did not see her, like she saw him, in my opinion. I'm just going off of my opinion. The baby mama showed the receipts. She confirmed that they were still fucking. Okay. I know that would have probably made Lauren London feel bad, because if you look at Lauren London and you look at his baby mama, Lauren London, and people will say she's prettier, but looking pretty and having dimples will only get you in the door, may even get you a kid, but it will not get you a ring if they don't want to marry you. They may only see you as a baby mama. That's it. I'm not saying that that's how Nipsey treated her, but if he was still having sex with the first baby mama, that means that Lauren London's cat probably wasn't that good. Now you have a kid with her, so you're kind of connected with her now on the kid level, right? Child support, it would have been right there. So again, that's where I'm going at it with. Latoya said Lauren London has a tattoo of him now. Yeah, I mean, Latoya, they weren't married. So I think the way Lauren is moving, she's moving as if her and Nipsey were married, and they were never married. Her name wasn't even on any of the properties he had. So that just tells me where the trust was, right? We all saw this storybook relationship, but look where it's at. Crow, you're on, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, CelebriD. The first thing first. I wasn't saying that to be combative of anything you just said,
No,
because you're spot on.
you're fine.
What I was saying was Nipsey, when he first met Lauren, knew that, hey, this is Lil Wayne's baby mama, and if he didn't marry her, what's the point in me marrying her? Yeah, he may be tied to her with a kid and everything like that, but Nipsey wasn't finna commit to that girl. She was just kind of like the hot young thing for him at the time, and I believe she's older than he is.
I thought they were the same age. I think they're around the same age, but a lot of people said that too. And let's not get it twisted. Nip and Lil Wayne were actually cool. I mean, he didn't have no animosity against Lil Wayne, but like you said, you still can't take away the fact that her first baby daddy was Lil Wayne around the time where Lil Wayne was hot, and he was having sex with everything walking. He said he was going to spread his
Everything.
seed like he was planting flowers, and she knew that. And that at the time she had sex with Lil Wayne, her career was going absolutely nowhere. So of course she had his baby. I think the only thing she was doing at the time was the game, that show, the game on BET. And now she has a baby with one of the top celebrities at the time. So the child support checks were probably colossal. Let's just keep it 100. Like I said, Lauren London is not exempt from the truth because she's pretty. People get pretty privileged. Oh, she's so strong. Oh, she's so powerful. How does she do it? Ask these mothers out here in Chicago, when these stray bullets hit their 3 and 4 year old kids, how they do it, right? Murder happens every single day. The difference is they were not married. The tattooing and I'm never going to date anyone else. You weren't married to the man, and he was not just fucking you. So eventually you have to move forward and get your life back, because you're still alive and you have a son now with this man, two sons now with two different rappers. So you still have to move forward for them. So if she was going to be a strong woman, being strong would also mean getting the healing she needs from losing a boyfriend, a baby daddy. That's all it is, you guys. At the end of the day, that's all it is.
Exactly. What I was
Like I said, I might sound rude and mean, but that's what it is. Lauren London should have kept her coochie closed until he put a ring on it. That would have showed him, showed her how much he was into her. But instead, she ended up having another bastard child. So I'm more disappointed in her for not using her head, but she did it with Lil Wayne too. So why would this be different, right?
I agree. I was trying to I was just kind of expounding upon it, because when we're talking about celebrities right now, currently, all Lauren is really doing is trying to live off of Nipsey's name, because she has nothing going for her at all whatsoever. It's kind of like she's just using it for financial gain now, to this point, from what I've seen.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
mean,
a
you
shame.
can look at it both ways. You know, at the end of the day, she has the kid, so she's always going to get a piece of Nipsey because she does have a child. What I'm trying to say is that in this situation, I just feel like Lauren London is getting tattoos of him and all this other stuff, and they weren't even married. She wasn't even engaged. It would be different if they were at least engaged, but 6 years and no ring tells me he did not see her as that person. 6 years and no names or no deeds, no names on anything tell me there was no trust. But in those 6 years, to see text messages from the first baby mama, of him saying I'm coming over and all that type of stuff, that tells me that she was not the only one. Again, in society's eyes, she's prettier than his baby mama, but looks will only get you in the door. Those pretty
Agree.
looks and dimples didn't do much. I, and
Mhm.
I think Lauren London actually got surgery too, because before she got with Nipsey, she was not built like she was before she gained the weight. She had a nice little body, but she didn't have no ass and titties. And then all of a sudden, she's in this video with big ass and titties. So let's not act like she didn't have surgery either. Okay, but at
I
the end of the
mean,
day,
I never looked at Lauren London like that at all whatsoever. It's kind of like,
it's
okay,
obvious
Lauren
stuff.
London, whatever. You know, it's always been a whatever for me. When it came to Lauren London, I've always been kind of involved with my wife at the time, so you
Boy,
know,
you could be married and still keep up with
I
people
don't
like that. It's
I don't
basic
really
stuff.
be paying attention to nobody like that. I try
Okay,
to keep my head down.
let me tell you this: when you're married and you're watching TV, you're gonna see women. You're gonna see a lot of different women. It's only wrong when you're thinking, "Oh, I want to fuck her," but saying, "Oh yeah, I've seen this actress." Like, okay, for instance, if you see an actress that lost a lot of weight, you're not wrong for saying, "Oh, she lost a lot of weight. She's getting her health in order." That's not cheating or anything. But what I'm saying is, when people get surgery, that's kind of like you can't help but notice that, right? Especially if you follow someone, if you were watching all the old stuff she was on. That's all I'm saying. You might
I
not be a
mean,
Lauren London fan, but I was at one point a Lauren London fan. So that's how I know.
when you put it like that, the only person that like I noticed like that, like not like ooh I wanna do this or that to her, but like oh she lost weight or something like that was like Monique back in the day because I
Okay.
was a huge Monique fan back in the day. But that's the only thing I can kind of I was that's the only thing I could kind of say about because I really don't watch TV or
Okay,
stuff
no,
like
that's
that. Like
fine.
I'll see
They
like
they
tabloids or something
they said
like
your
that
wife
or
is right
something.
next to you. Is that right?
Heck no, I'm at work.
Okay. So let me ask you this question: Have you before you married your wife, did you ask her what she can bring to the table?
I really never had to ask her that because she just kind of did it.
Okay. What did she kind
Like,
of do?
like I'd be like, "Hey, I want to, let's go out to dinner or something like that." She the first one talking about, "Okay, well, before that, let me put gas in your tank,"
Oh, there we go. There we go.
or or is she like, "Hey, I know it's been a busy day or something like that. You want me to rub your back, something like that." She's always been attentive to me, so I've never had to ask what she brought to the table because she's always showed it to me.
Okay. Well, that's good because I mean, and I'm sure you met your wife a while ago, right? You guys been together for a little while.
Long, long while ago. It'll be 11 years this October.
Okay, so see, you're over a decade too. So I know that we're dating, but the dating, I mean, we're dating. We've been with our partners for a very long time, but the dating pool now, you have to ask that question to see where
Oh
their mind
yeah.
is at. They're not just gonna say, you know what? I see your tankers on half with gas being $8 a gallon. They're not gonna just say, let me put them on full. Nope, they're not
Oh
gonna do
yeah.
that.
I
Mm-mm.
agree because now the dating market is basically the prostitute culture.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, OnlyFans to me is prostitution. And you know what? I'm gonna say this because I know a lot of women don't want to hear this because I have friends that have an OnlyFans and they might even call in and say, "How dare you?" But if you're doing OnlyFans, that is to me a form of prostitution. It is. And if ladies, if you're gonna do an OnlyFans and you have little kids at home, I want you to remember what you're doing and know that that's going to affect them when they get older. It might be fun now because the money's racking in. Hey, I'm getting paid. Hey, yes, bitch. But when your kids get older and they get access, or their bullies find out that their mommy was busting it open on OnlyFans, that is what they're going to post in that group chat when they're at school. It happens every day. Remember, bullies are not like they were back in the day with us when they would just put gum on your seat and flick you behind your ear or tell you to get lost. Little baby things. Now it is all on the phone. Look at his mama. Look at her hairy wolf pussy. That's what kids are doing now, and they're extreme with it. So, ladies, just remember what you're doing now. If you have kids, it will affect your kids. And I'm just praying that one day the courts will deem that as child abuse. Because what you're doing is you're setting your kid up too. A lot of these little perverts that know how to run IPs, they can find out where you live by what you're doing on OnlyFans. It's not hard. You got these professional hackers that do it for a living. If they like your body and they know what you look like inside and out, they might think that, well, she's doing this for me. And then they go into this fantasy world where they got to see you in person. It's a dangerous game out there, ladies. Y'all not understanding that. Y'all not focused on that because you only care about yourself, just like you would in a relationship. You only care about yourself. And then when a man will ask you, what do you bring to the table? And you got all these kids and you think he's supposed to take care of you and the kids, get out of here with that. He's not going to do that. Maybe a simp will. Maybe a man that doesn't think he can get pussy in his whole life can do that. But a real man, he is definitely not going to take care of you and all those kids, and you're not doing nothing but sitting at home being pretty. It's not going to happen, ladies. It won't happen. And if it is happening, that good luck to you, because I'm sure eventually he'll say, you know what? She's actually a liability in my life. I'm losing all this money. I need me a different type of woman. And then you're going to wake up one day and your shit going to be outside. And he's going to tell you, this was your last night here. Have a good day. And then you're not going to have a plan B because you were so used to sitting on your ass. So like I said, being pretty won't get you far. You better have a plan B, C, and D. That's all I'm saying. If a man asks you what you bring to the table, clearly you're not bringing enough. Or clearly what you said on the phone didn't qualify you to be in a relationship with him. So he wants to ask you, what would you do in a relationship if this happened, if that happened? You got to be on your toes. Like, ladies, nowadays, men don't want a woman that's just going to sit and be pretty. That's not going to pay the bills. That's not going to keep the house going. He wants a woman that's going to be able to contribute to the household. Okay? And if you're not working, you better not be asking a man to have 6 figures when you ain't making shit. Okay? Being a hairstylist every now and then and doing someone's nails every now and then is not a real job if you ain't got no W-2. Real talk. So like I said, a lot of these women, they tend to think that they can be lazy and be pretty at the same time. And a man is going to say, you're going to be the only pussy I fuck. I love you. I don't need anyone else. I love having a lazy bum for a bitch laying on the couch all day. I love coming home to a house that's dirty, dishes in the sink. This is the life I've always wanted. That is very rare. Okay? I haven't seen it happen. And if fellas, if you're that guy who doesn't care what the house looks like or what it smells like because she's pretty, then you are a simp. Period. Okay. So, but yeah, thank you so much, for coming on here. Crow, did you have anything else to say, hun?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Oh, by the way,
What's up?
she is watching the stream because she just sent me a text message.
Yep, she sent you a text and told you get back to work, didn't she?
Basically.
Okay. Well, you better get back to work for you be in trouble when you get home.
All right. Thank you for
Okay.
having me.
You're welcome. Thank you. So you guys, what I'm trying to say is, I know a lot of people might look at it like, oh, she hates women. But women, y'all got to do better. Like I said, these scams and all these things that are currently happening, it's women doing it. Y'all are the ones doing it. And I'm debating if I want to do my domestic violence episode tomorrow, but I think I may go ahead and do it. Because I know a lot of you guys, if you guys do follow Spiritual World, somebody sent me a link saying that a man tried to protect a woman who was being abused by her boyfriend. The boyfriend ended up shooting the guy that stepped up for the black woman. He ended up shooting the guy, and the woman drove off with the guy. So, ladies, I need you to understand something. If you're getting your ass beat in public, you know how people will say, well, why were they just watching? That is why people just watch. Let me tell you this. Officers tell us all the time, domestic calls are the most dangerous. Why? Because you have a guy, you have a girl arguing, and those usually end up in violence. Somebody gets killed, they got to shoot a motherfucker. It's the worst calls for an officer to get. Any domestic call, if you ask any officer. So why the fuck would a man step in and try to protect you when your ass should have left Pookie years ago? Now, mind you, I was in a relationship where I was abused myself for many years, a few years to be exact. And I was young. I wasn't the age I'm at now. I thought it was okay. Everything gonna be all right. He gonna get over this. He didn't. So I had to find a way to not only save myself, but save that black man too. And that's what I did. That was just me. But if I was in public and I saw a woman getting slapped around by a guy, I would absolutely not do anything. I'm not. We don't know what that guy got in his pocket. We don't know what that guy got in his car. But to know that a man got shot trying to protect a woman getting her ass beat, and then that bitch leaves with the dude that did the shooting, what does that say for society, y'all? That tells me men do not intervene, because that's not the first time he has whooped her ass. Let him keep doing it until she decides she wants to get out of there. Because now another man, now his family has to arrange funeral arrangements and all that stuff because that woman did not stand up and get that motherfucker locked up from the beginning. Nowadays, there are so many ways you can ask for help. They got text messages. You had a woman that ordered some pizza and put help in the instructions, and they sent 911 there. There's ways you can get help now, ladies. If you're at a gas station that's out in the open, there are ways you can get help. But to know that that woman left with the dude that murdered the guy trying to save her, that's why men don't protect women all the time when it comes to domestic violence, because they end up getting stabbed or shot. That is why. So I'm saying this to the men, and I'm a survivor myself. If you're out eating food, getting gas, and you see a man slapping the hell out of a woman, take a picture, call 911. That's the best you can do. Do not play hero, because that bitch will leave right with that man after he blows your head off. That's what she did, basically. Imagine that. He tried to save her and got his ass killed. That's the world we live in today. It really hurt my feelings to hear that. So I do want to talk about domestic violence, because I feel like people, they get mad when they say, well, why was he just watching? Why didn't he intervene? That is why men don't intervene, ladies. Ladies, if you're in a relationship where he's abusing you, there are too many resources out here today. Now, when I was in an abusive relationship, that was years ago. I was 21 years old when I entered into that relationship. I was very young. Nowadays, technology, you can text 222 to a number, and then they will get your ping, and they'll come and send the cops there. There's too many ways to be free from that relationship. You're choosing not to leave. And what makes me mad is that man that was putting his hands on her at the gas station, that wasn't his first time. It wasn't his second time. It wasn't his third, fourth. We can go all the way down to 100. And that just was the time where a man saw it, tried to intervene, and got killed. And then what added insult to injury is the cops watching that bitch get back in the car with the dude who did it and left with him, while that man laid there dead. So what I'm saying is, that's why people don't intervene. I wouldn't. I'm being honest. I wouldn't intervene. If he's doing it in public, that motherfucker got something. Think about it. If he's bold enough to slap somebody at a gas station that's busy, right? That means he has something. So what I would do as a smart person is I'll wait till they drive off, get the license plate, call 911, say he was slapping her around. Let the cops handle that shit. That is not your job to step in. Unless you are a cop yourself, I wouldn't step in ever in life. After what I heard about what happened to that man, I will never intervene when somebody getting their ass beat. I'll take a picture, call 911, and say I have the description, and leave it at that. That's all you can do, y'all. Yeah, well, Bobby, Bobby, you said, I can't see you being abused. Yeah. Like I said, guys, I was in a domestic violence relationship myself, but I was young. But one thing I never did was I never called 911 on him. I saw enough America Most Wanted. I saw enough shows to know what they did to men who did things like this. A record like that at a young age, you'll never in your whole life with a felony for abuse. You will never, ever get a good job. I knew what would have happened to that black man if I called the cops. Not only was I choked, I was stabbed, I had my jaw broken, my nose broken, black eyes, busted lips. I had the whole works. Pushed down the stairs, almost broke my neck. I was definitely in. When I say I was in it, I was in it. I was in it, y'all. I was in it. And I never once called 911. No, I didn't. What I did do was one day I woke up and I just said, I'm tired. I was just tired one day. I was. I woke up tired. I didn't let him know what I was doing. He was still asleep. He slept heavy. I got on the phone and I called his dad and said, if you don't come get him, the cops will. His dad was there shortly with 3 suitcases. And I never saw him again. That's how I freed him. And then what he did was he reached out to me years later and told me I saved his life. He went through years of counseling. How was I supposed to know that he was abused as a child by his mother? See what I'm saying, guys? This is why I try to tell women, you have to get to know the man and you have to be there to help him heal. And if you don't want to help that man heal, move on to the next man. If I had known that this man was choked as a kid, a cheese grater to his face, to his back, imagine that. Imagine a mother getting a cheese grater. Y'all know what a cheese grater is. You know, back in the day, you had to block cheese and you grate the cheese before it was shredded. You know, nowadays technology changed. But imagine taking a cheese grater and grating your child's skin, just rubbing it against their skin as a torture thing to torture them, all because their dad left her because she's a crazy nutcase. And that's why I got the effects of his abuse over all those years of abuse. So whenever we get into it, guess who I reminded him of? His mama. So his mama was the reason I got my ass whooped. So again, guys, it's always a cycle. He never got counseling. His mom abused him and never got him counseling. Never got him the help he needed. Never did. But I did. I got him the help he needed, and he was able to get married and have several kids. So again, I freed him, but a lot of people don't do that these days, right? So all I'm saying is I know all about being abused. And nowadays, I'm glad nobody stepped in, but he never did it in a public place. It was always behind closed doors. That's the kind of abuser he was. Nowadays, you have abuse where they do it out in the open. They could be at Walmart and she could pick up something he told her not to get and he'll bop her upside the head. If you see something like that, get their license plate. Let the cops handle it. Take a picture. You don't have to go and say, "What are you doing to this woman?" And then bam, they get a box cutter and they slice your throat. People do that. They do that. Ask yourself why he's brave enough to do it in person. If he's doing it out in the open like that, that means that he got some kind of weapon on him. I'm telling y'all this now. 9 out of 10 times, any abuser who does something in public, they got something on them. It could be a gun, it could be something. But they're not doing it like that to not get caught or not to be seen, right? That's all I'm saying, you guys. At the end of the day, it's a cycle. So that's the show I was gonna do tomorrow, but I'm still debating. I'm a bit upset about that. But ladies, I just feel it all starts with us. We have to do better because I'm telling you this now. Not one person, I didn't hear about one woman marching on the streets for that man that got killed for protecting a woman. But you better believe if that guy would have shot the woman and there was a group of guys that watched it happen and didn't do nothing, do you think it would have been a different outcome? Yes, it would have been. The women would have been like, look at those tired ass men, those weak ass, scary ass men. They're not weak ass, scary ass men. Those men also have families. They have kids. They have families. They have mothers that love them, fathers that love them, and they weren't trying to risk their life. Mm-hmm. That's what they were. They weren't weak, right? That's not how it goes. At the end of the day, anytime a man inserts himself into a domestic dispute, they're going to say he deserved what he gets. But then if he doesn't insert himself in there, they're going to say he was a coward. So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'm telling you, don't do it. The best thing anyone can do, women too, if you witness something, take a picture. We have technology now. You can take your iPhone or your Android and zoom in and boop, get the picture. Call 911, let them know you have a picture. There you go. That's the best you can do, guys. It's not your job. It's not. Don't risk your life trying to save someone who couldn't even leave the person, right? That's all I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying. Okay, hold on. Jalea, did you have anything else you wanted to say before I wrap up?
To be honest with you, Miss Daphne, you actually caused me to have a wake up call
I
because
can't hear you, hon. I hear a lot of static. Are you
okay.
outside or are you around a group of people?
I'm around a group of people. I'm at a
Okay,
grocery store. You can hear me
I can
better?
hear you now. Yep, go ahead.
So you actually had like a moment where like I had to kind of take a step back and see where I was messing up at too, because I'm still growing. So the only thing I'll say is I'm actually grateful for somebody like you, Miss Daphne, because I wouldn't be like who I am now if it wasn't for people like you and Miss Danica. I don't know if you familiar with Danica Marie.
No, I have to look her up. I'm not.
Yes, so she goes by Danica Marie on YouTube. She's another influencer that pretty much does the same thing that you do, like just raise awareness to what's been going on in the dating world. Pretty much, Miss Daphne, I feel like the main issue that a lot of females have is that they're not teachable. They're not teachable, and like they just feel like they right all the time, and they don't like being told where they be messing up at sometimes. So you just putting us on game, Miss Daphne. You don't mean us no harm. More like you not just trying to help attract good quality men, but you also trying to help us keep them.
Yep.
So
Yep. And another thing I want people to know is that all men are not good men. You might get some men who are damaged, broken, but see, nowadays what I went through, a woman would go through that and say, I am done with black men. No more black men because of that one black man. It wasn't men, it was man. So what my ex did to me did not stop me from loving and protecting black men. I was raised by a black man. So I didn't know what healing meant and anxiety and all this stuff. I didn't know, but I knew what it meant to call 911 and them come to the house of both of us and what they would do to the black man. I was smart enough to know that part. And I wasn't going to let that man have a record. Because if he did have a felony for the things he did to me, just one of the incidents, like when he stabbed me, that right there would have probably put him in jail, prison, and he would have never been able to flourish in life. He would have been messed up. But he too was young. We were both young. So me calling his dad, I'm glad I saved him. And I didn't expect a thank you, but he did that. That just tells you how black men do take accountability. Now, it might have been a few years after, but that's how long it took for this man to heal. Imagine being a young boy being abused for years. And I'm not just talking about a cheese grater, getting a lighter and trying to light his skin on fire, doing little things like that to pick on him, pushing him, telling him he's not worth it. You look just like your dad. He went through that for years, and I did not know until he sent me the email telling me what he went through. I never knew, guys. Now, had I known he went through that, I don't think I would have gotten to that relationship because I was too young to be trying to fix somebody. I didn't know about all that, right? So again, when I tell you guys that, it's to enlighten you because you're not going to be in a relationship where every man is good. You might get a bad apple, but that doesn't take away from the good apples out there, right? So what that black man did to me for over 3 years, almost four, it didn't stop me from loving black men. I became wiser. So when I got with my husband, I moved really slow on purpose. He knew my trauma, he knew what I went through, and he never ever put his hands on me. Never. See, if you learn about people and you get to know them, you'll be amazed. And it'll let you know if you want to continue with them or not. Okay. So yeah. Yes, Mr. Leah. So thank you for being a part of the podcast and calling in a lot and always giving great input. And I'm glad I was able to help you too. Okay.
yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And I need you to get me some Dasani water from the store and a bag of baked lays, the original kind. Thank you. Okay.
I wouldn't mind, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, girl. You have a good day. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Okay, Louis. Louis, did you have anything else you wanted to say? I see you're back.
I have one question, and I just want to know your
Sure.
opinion on it.
What's up?
Those three girls that you seen the video about the New York City, those three women.
Yep. Trash in that restaurant, right?
Believe it or not, me and some friends actually got into a thorough stat because the females wanted to defend them women to doing $25,000 worth of damage. And I said, I said, I don't know, that's New York City. I said, I don't know if they're going to get a free pass on that, but I actually had people defending that behavior, thinking it's okay, talking about, I was like, there's some dressing. And I had people, they sat up there talking about, well, the Tito got stuck with them and they was right to attack. And I said, y'all need help.
So what he's talking about, you guys, is the three women who damaged our restaurant over $1.75 charge for extra sauce. Y'all saw how those three black women destroyed literally $25,000 worth of damage. Now y'all didn't want to pay $1.75, but y'all, I know they ain't got 25,000. Right. So any woman that supported the behavior of those three women, I would say that's a red flag. Don't talk to that woman. What those three women did was not acceptable. Now, if it was the fact, like, say that they went in and she was like, well, I'm not paying for this. Okay, niggers, get out. Now, if she would have said that, oh yeah, I would have destroyed some shit. Yeah. But in this case, they told her $1.75 for extra sauce, and these three women start acting like the animals that they claim that we are. These white people laughing at us, watching these black women throw sauce and throw all stuff and $25,000 worth of damage. And one of the black women also assaulted an officer. So yeah, they're pretty much done. They're gonna be locked up for a little bit. And any behavior like that, to me, it just tells you how they were raised at home. You were raised at home not to do no shit like that. And then you're on camera, right? They all knew they were on camera. You even had one that was twerking, right? So again, behavior like that to me is clown behavior. I would never support that. If it was my family member, I would be very disappointed and call them a clown too. Even if it was a family member, you know how we were raised. You're representing us when you do that shit like that, right? So yeah, I would say, Louis, if they're saying those women were right to do that, then you shouldn't be friends with those people. Period.
Oh no, they dropped too. Also, somebody asked me, well, how come the guys in the back that was doing all the filming didn't stop them? I said, because if you flip that, I said, because if they went up there and touched one of the women, it would have been an assault charge.
There you go. There you go. You just answered your own question. I said the same thing. Those men were recording because those three females were wild and they were angry. Let me tell y'all something, fellas. Whenever a woman is angry, she is thinking off of emotion. Emotion. Have you ever been around a woman who got so angry and they did some shit off of emotion, and then after it happened, why did I do that? Because they don't think. When they're angry, they do that set it off shit. They go crazy, or they do that. What's that movie? When she burned the car. Waiting to Exhale.
Waiting to Exhale.
All of it was off of emotion. Then you tend to say, why did I do that? That was stupid as hell. I shouldn't have did that. So when a woman is angry like that and they're destroying a restaurant, if any of those black men that let's say they didn't know him, because I think one black man did try to get one of them off the counter. I think he knew her. But if it had been a man they didn't know and he grabbed her from behind, sexual assault. Right there, that quick. He's trying to, that easy. Because a lot of them were wearing some provocative clothes. So again, men have to protect themselves too. So instead of me grabbing them, I'm just going to record. Never grab nobody like that, because they can easily say you assaulted them. The minute you put your hands on somebody, you've assaulted them. Remember that. Unless that's your cousin, your sister, don't touch them. So those men were not wrong for just recording. I would have did the same. I'm not touching those wild hooligans. They were like hyenas acting a fool. They probably would have threw sauce at them. And then it would have been a bigger fight, right? So no, those guys were justified. Don't touch women.
I don't want
Like
nobody. I won't want no ketchup or no sauce on our Jordans.
Right. See, there you go. So yeah, Louis, that's why. So yeah, I'm with you. But I wanted to answer one of the questions from Queen of Vibes. She said, in regards to what I was saying about when you see domestic violence in person, just call the cops. She said, what if it was a child being trafficked, like Queen of Vibes? That is a totally different scenario. But even in that scenario, if you don't have any weapons and you're witnessing a kid being put into a dark car that's tinted, you don't know what's in that car. Now, say that you say, what are you doing? And they shoot you right dead center in the middle of the head. Now you're dead. And they're still taking off with the kid. That is why you guys can't play cops unless you got a gun too. Now, if you got a gun and you're prepared to use it, then okay. But I would not try to play cop in public at all if I don't know what's behind the door, what's inside the car. Never try to do that shit. I'm sorry. I just wouldn't do it. I'm not that time. I'm not going to risk my life with some shit that I don't know nothing about. I'm not. Now, somebody else said, who was it? If it was one of my family members, I'll put hands on them. Of course, if it's your family member and they're being abused, you do what you got to do to protect your family. I'm talking about you're going to get gas at a gas station and you randomly see somebody in pump 2 arguing and the guy's putting his hands on a woman. If that is not your family, okay, and he's doing that in public, you don't know what's inside his car. You don't know what's inside his pocket. But if you guys want to play Captain Save 'em, go ahead and get your head blown off. And then we'll put the rest in heaven for you when you're dead. What I'm trying to tell you guys as a victim myself, never try to intervene. That's stupid. If cops are telling you it's the most dangerous call to get, a domestic call, why do you think they say that? Why? Y'all got to use your fucking head. If cops are scared to go on the scene of a domestic, why are you trying to play Superman? Because in this movie, you get shot, you're dead, you're gone. So unless it's your blood relative, but even if it is your blood relative, you think that's the first time he did it? You can fight for your blood relative all you want to, but they still gonna go back to dick. That's just the way it works, fellas. You can't keep trying to save these women that don't want to be saved. If a woman wanted to be saved, she has too many resources to get help. It's not the same as it was when I was 21. It was harder then. Now it's easy. You have women that ordered Uber and put call 911. I'm being abused. Little things like that. There's too many ways you can get out of it, but a lot of women are addicted to the dick. There's no excuse now with all this technology and all this help and all these hotlines. You're choosing to stay with a man that does that. A lot of women think it's love, and really they're blinded by the dick. That's what it is. So even if it's your cousin, your sister, you're not going to change her mind. You can beat up her boyfriend all you want to, but when he ends up retaliating and killing your ass, you think she's going to be like, I hate him? No. She's going to feel like, well, he actually protected me. She ain't going to look at it like he killed my brother. She's going to look like he risked himself for me. Some dumb shit like that. I'm telling you, these people, they get twisted in the mind. All I'm saying is if you ever witness something in public, take a picture, call 911, let them handle it. If they're in a car, get the fucking license plate, take a picture. You can zoom in and get the picture in seconds. Absolutely no excuse, but do not try to play hero. If you play hero and you get your head blown off, then good luck to you and your family. That's all I can say. I would just say, please don't do that. Okay? All I'm saying is even when it's your own family, I have clients right now who are going through situations that are similar to this. Their family can't save them. Their family will say, leave him. Well, I love him. If she is that twisted in the mind where she thinks abuse is love, you're not going to change her mind. If anything, you're going to get yourself killed. Because then he's going to think you're trying to take her away from him. And who do you think they're going to come for? Her family. So I would say distance yourself. If she doesn't want to leave, she's not going to leave, y'all. That's the whole thing. And most of this now, it's attachment to the dick. They don't want nobody else having that dick. Sad. They'll let him put his hands on her and choke her and all this other stuff, and they won't leave because the dick is too good. Unfortunately, that's a lot of these abusive relationships. I've had a woman tell me that personally. The best dick I ever had. He might be able to hit me in my eye, but that black eye will go away. Are you kidding me? What am I supposed to do? Well, I'm going to call 911 and say what? She's refusing to leave good dick? They're not going to give a fuck about what I have to say. So again, at the end of the day, when they say things like that, you're not going to change their mind. Brother, cousin, friend, the only way you'll be able to do something is if you just kill the guy. You kill the guy, then they won't have that guy no more, right? And how many of you are going to actually put yourself in that position to serve 25 to life, right? So again, what I'm saying, guys, is you got to leave some of that shit alone and you got to let the cops handle it. That's all I'm saying. If you want to defend someone who refuses to leave good dick, then you're going to have to deal with the consequences. That's all I'm saying, you guys. A lot of these women won't leave. They won't. And that's the reason. The dick is too good. They don't care about him punching her and she losing teeth and all that. Y'all, I just told y'all that story about that girl who was with that rapper Blueface, the tooth, missing a tooth. He said, ever since you got that tooth, you acting brand new. I take my tooth out for you, daddy. Look, looking like Leon Spinks. Why? Why would you do that? To make yourself look dumb as fuck. And then the next video she makes, this is why I stayed. And she zooms in on his dick. Y'all get what I'm saying? She's willing to make herself look like a damn fool because he has good dick. So don't tell me I'm wrong. That was the perfect example right there. So you're willing to make yourself look like a dumbass fool just because he has good dick. Right? So all I'm saying, guys, is it's a big circle. We got to do better. And it all starts with us women. And I say that on every show. Again, when women say, well, you must have came from privilege. No, I didn't. Again, I was raised by my dad. It was 4 of us. Right? I didn't live in an upscale neighborhood. I sure did not. I didn't. I lived about 10 minutes away from a cemetery. That shit was scary as fuck on Halloween. I didn't like living there, but that's where we were living. Okay? I grew up with just my dad because my mom passed away when I was young. So I didn't have a privileged life. I didn't. I went through abuse and even through all that, I didn't have no pookies. You think I was going to have a pookie with him? Oh, hell no. That was one thing he could not take from me. I wasn't going to have any kids with this man. I was not. So again, most women that might have lived the shoes that I lived in today, they probably would have had 3 or 4 kids with the motherfucker, right? Well, I can't call the cops. He's the father of my kids. But he was putting his hands on you before you had your kids. That's the problem I have. You allowed it because you were addicted to the dick. That's what it is. So all I'm saying, you guys, is it starts with women. It starts with us. We have to do better. There's a lot of people out there that are single looking for a good person, but they can't find that good person if they're not going to have good conversations. Speak to them on the phone, get to know them, look at their social media, see if they're worth your time. Okay, if their social medias are private and they don't want to accept you on there, that's a red flag, fellas. Well, I don't want you on there because my family's on there. No, she's lying. She's a hoe on there. That's what it is. Any woman that has private social medias all across the board, and she doesn't want you to be a part of that where you're her friend or you're following her, I believe that's a huge red flag. There's something on there that she doesn't want you to see. And if she's doing that, then I would tell you to reach out to me. I can get her to accept me. I can find out what's behind that private page. That's what it is. Most of them women have a whole nother life, a husband and 3 kids, and she's telling you that she's single. That's what's behind that page. That's why she's asking you for $40. You about to pay for her for that moment. She already got a husband at home, right? So what I'm saying is when women tell you that they are the table, that's a huge red flag. Get to know that woman. And fellas, if you don't want to ask her what can she bring to the table, don't ask her that. Ask her real valid questions. What music do you like? What was the last book you read? Well, why are you asking me these questions? I'm getting to know you. If a woman gets mad about you getting to know her, red flag. Like I said, guys, my book is going to cover these things for you guys. Are you worth an interview? Because some people are not even worth a phone conversation. You were just doing that to be nice. But guess what? You still got your money in your pocket, don't you? A lot of you guys skip the talking phase and you go right into the job. Can't do that. That's like going to a job and not doing the training. Are you going to do the job right? Fuck no. You might know some things that you might have learned at another job, but it ain't going to be the same. You're not going to do well. But when you go through training to learn about the job and then you graduate from training, now you're on the job doing your thing, right? It's just like that in a relationship. Quit skipping the talking phase just to get the booty phase. Stop that. Ask these women these questions that they need to know. They need to be able to speak to you. And if they get offended, well, man, you want to know what book I read? You want to know my blood type? You want to know my credit score? If they get mad like that, then hey, that means she has debt. That means she's probably never had a physical. She's kind of telling you, I don't do all these things you're asking me to do. I would never want to date someone that doesn't even like to read something. You know, what's the last book you read? Well, what's that woman's name from Love and Hip Hop? She wrote a book. Red flag. Red flag. Oh, what was that Video Vixen book where she fucked all those guys? Red motherfucking flag. That's what the book is called. Maybe I should make the book. Maybe I should call the book Red Flag. Maybe I should make it that because a lot of you guys skip that part because you want the ass. Quit skipping. You'll keep every penny in your pocket if you talk to them on the phone first. That's all I'm saying, fellas. That's all I'm saying. So, did anybody else have anything else that they wanted to say? I am gonna block this person that's in these comments acting a fool right now. I see it, you guys. You know, every now and then we get the spam shit. Sorry about that, you guys. But again, the podcast today was just to tell women you gotta stop telling men you are the table and start telling men what you bring to it. Okay, most men already have a nice stable table already at home. They don't have no problems. They don't have no headache. They have their money in their pocket. They ain't got to spend a lot of money. They already have their life pretty much, set out. They want a woman that can contribute to that life, not take away from that life. Now you in debt. Now you behind on your bills. Your rent is due. You ain't paid your rent, all because you're trying to impress this broad. See, that means that what she brought to the table was taken from you. She's taking all off your table, leaving you with nothing. That's why you got to qualify them first. Women too. Before you start talking to a man, qualify him. Qualify him too. Women too. You can ask them that. What can you bring to the table? Well, I don't mind, paying on dates. I don't mind going out. I don't mind having a good time. Sometimes I like to stay at home and cook. Oh, what do you like to cook? And if it goes dead silent, she's lying. See, some women think that they can fool you, but if you're already one step ahead, they can't fool you. And men might even tell a woman, I ain't got no kids. I ain't got not one kid. I got nephews, and them nephews are his kids. You be like, man, your nephews look just like you. I know our genes are strong. Yeah, okay. Them his kids, lady. Them are his kids. So you have to also qualify him too. It goes both ways. Okay, so guys, like I said, at the end of the day, I want you guys to keep watch. I will be doing the domestic violence episode, but I think I'll probably do it to maybe on Monday, just so I can get more information, because I know a lot of men die trying to protect women too. You hear about it all the time. I mean, I heard about a story in New York where a guy tried to protect a woman who was being abused, and the guy stabbed him right in between the ribs, almost killed him. You think he's out there still trying to protect women? No. And then the guy that stabbed him, he got 10 years. But do you think that woman left him? No. Guess who was sending him letters? Guess who loved him even more? What? That's a slap in the face. A man being stabbed in the ribs, almost killed. And then you find out that she's reaching out to him in prison. Can't wait to marry him when he gets out of prison. And he almost killed someone. You see what I'm saying? A lot of women look at them hurting a guy as, oh, he defended my honor. What? He was trying to protect you from this monster. But you love the monster more because he actually did something to show his possession for you? No, guys, that's not what it is. That's why a lot of men do not step in. That's why when men see black women doing dumb shit, they just keep it moving. If any of those men would have grabbed those women that didn't know them, get your hands off me. Somebody called the cops. He assaulted me. Now it's on video. He was trying to get her to stop. And what is the cop going to say? That isn't your job, right? You call us, you get out of the way. That's what cops say, right? They would have told that black man you shouldn't have touched her. That is assault. She can't get you for assault, unfortunately. See what I'm saying? So those black men knew to just record. All you saw was the phones lit up because they were recording. They did the right thing. Because like I said, nowadays, it's really hard to protect a woman. They might see it as you being obsessive, weird, predator. Who knows, right? But when a woman is angry, that's the worst time to try to touch them or be around them because they act on emotion. They might do something to get you killed and then be like, why did I do that? He was only trying to help. It's too late now. So all I'm saying is it starts with us. It starts with us, you guys. It really does. It all starts with us. We have to do better. We have to do better. And all I'm saying is a lot of people don't date for this reason because they can't find someone that's equally yoked to them because the dating pool out there, it is bad. It is bad. Somebody just sent me a profile of a woman who's pregnant and she said she wanted a man that can handle her. Yes, I am pregnant in the picture. Ladies, what are we doing? And then you the one saying that you the table. No, you're big as the table, but you're not the table. If you are pregnant, you should not be on dating apps. What are you doing? To me, that's disgusting. But I bet you if you go on these dating apps right now, you'll see far worse. Yep, I got 4 kids. No, they say I got 4 little angels or 4 kings, 4 head of households at home, and one little bunny on the way. You be like, damn, so you got 5 kids? That is not the business. It's not. It's not attractive. Ladies, if you are about to have a kid, a dating app should be the last thing you're trying to do. I hope you have a job. I hope that you're doing something that's benefiting your family. But going on a dating app, most men are going to run. They're going to run. That is not cute. You 8 months pregnant in the picture talking about, yep, that's me. I am pregnant, but I want a man that can handle me. Well, I mean, you're pregnant. Ugh. Like, ladies, y'all got to do better. You do. You got to do better. Like I said, a lot of women don't like to hear the truth, the ugly truth. If you tell them that, then you're hating. If you tell them that, then you hate women. They don't like the truth. And that's why a lot of them have skated by their lives, getting away with dumb shit because they've never been held accountable. The minute you hold them accountable, it's like the end of the world. And it's the way you do it. If I was to say, ladies, please stop sleeping around with men and having bastard kids. Oh, she does love us. She does. Instead of saying, you say men ain't shit, but you got 4 Pookies, 4 Pookie Juniors. That they don't like that. See, they don't like the truth when it hurts and it stings. They think that that's hating. They think that you're jealous. None of that. So all I'm saying is, ladies, you got to be able to bring more to the table. Pussy is everywhere. Dick is everywhere. You have to be different. A man and a woman can get booty from anywhere they want if they can, right? They're going to get it wherever they want to get it. But you have to be special. There has to be something unique about you other than that. That's going to keep you. That's all I'm saying. Like I said, a lot of men will say, well, even though she's about to give birth, she still deserves love. Yeah, that's true. But it shouldn't be right now. It should be focusing on that child. But see, when they're getting child support, that's their job. Food stamps, cash assistance, that is the man in the house. Who's your man? Government. His name is government. because he gives me food stamps, cash, free child care, WIC, everything I need is right there. His name is government. That is most of the men in the households. His name is government. Y'all say y'all don't want to be married. I don't want to be tied down, and I don't want no contracts. But when you get food stamps, that's a contract. See? So, ladies, I don't want to hear that bullshit. When you sign your name on the dotted line, you're under the government's care. They're taking care of you. You're not single. You're not independent. The government is your God. The minute you do something wrong and they catch it, they stop all that shit from happening, right? They have control over you, and you don't even realize that. But you think a marriage contract is worse. Woo! I'm preaching today for some of these women because they don't get it. A lot of them want to have kids so they can live off the government. That's the life now. I don't have to work. His child support mixed with all this free stuff, I can kick my feet up. It should be better than that, you guys. We have to do better as women. And until we do better as women, we'll have women like me and other good pages out there holding them accountable. I am going to, like I said, the books, they should be coming soon. Like I tell people, please take your time to get to know someone. And if you do not know if they're being honest with you, it all looks too good, reach out to me. Let me help you. It costs you nothing to say, Daphne, I was talking to this girl and she said she ain't got no social media. That's a huge red flag. A woman that doesn't have no TikTok, no Instagram, no Facebook, no nothing, no LinkedIn, no nothing. That's a huge red flag. I don't care how modest, how much she loves the Lord. That is a huge red. Even TD Jakes has a Facebook and an Instagram and a Twitter. So I don't want to hear that I just love the Lord and I don't do Facebook but they don't mind doing a one night stand. Come on, y'all. Let it sit in for a little bit. They're playing you. Sometimes they're kind of telling you that they're lying, right? Fellas, don't be like, oh, I think she's lying. No, the bitch is lying. She lying, you know? And if she tells you, I love to cook, what food? And you hear her flipping through pages, come on, y'all. She lying. Like I said, sometimes some women need follow-up phone interviews. Call it interviews now. You are the prize. You're qualifying them to see if they're worth you. I want to see if they're even worth seeing me in person. That takes a lot. I'm famous right now. So let me qualify you over the phone before you even get to see me. No video chat. That'll come the third phone interview if I'm feeling you. I don't want you to see nothing of me until I can get to know you first. Through words. You're young women. And fellas, this is how you can catch a woman that's young, too young, lying about her age. They don't like conversation. They'd rather text with emojis, right? What's the last movie you saw? Have you ever seen Friday? What's that? Today's Saturday. Now you know she's too young. Friday came out in 95. She's too young. Something ain't right. She don't know what Friday is, right? So again, sometimes if you ask them enough questions and you talk to them, you'll never have an instance where you're caught up, right? Because if you get them talking, they're going to tell you everything you want to hear. Take notes. They don't know you're taking notes, but take notes. Take notes. Then if after a few phone conversations, you're like, you know what? She might just be worth a date. You ain't got to go all out on that first date. Be modest. Take her somewhere fun. You ain't got to do nothing big and fancy and extravagant. I take her to Chuck E. Cheese up in this bitch. Get some tokens. If she don't like that, something wrong. That's a fun date. She says she likes spontaneous stuff and having fun, right? She's a go-getter, right? Take her to Chuck E. Cheese. Don't take her to Applebee's. Don't take her to Chili's. Take her to Chuck E. Cheese and see how she act. If she gets stuck up, he broke. Well, at least you only spend a little bit of money, right? She's all about that life. Because a woman will tell you everything you want to hear. Oh, I love having fun. I love doing things drop of the moment. Okay, meet me at Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese? How come we're not going to Ruth Chris? How come we're not going to the signature room? Okay, now you know what kind of woman you're dealing with, right? It ain't always got to be fancy. If she don't want to go to Chuck E. Cheese, let that hoe go. That's how I feel. Because you can go to Chuck E. Cheese, get them tokens. Them games be fun as fuck. I go. It's fun. I like to go and fuck up them games and get all them little tickets, get my little candy, my little fruities. I'm happy for the day. I'm simple, just like that. She told you she was simple, right? Okay. So again, remember what she says and use it against her. Oh, you love free stuff? Meet me at the park. The park? The park, we're not going to get no food? There's a hot dog stand at the park. You know what? I actually hurt my ankle. Okay, but her ankle was fine in the club. See what I'm saying? So like I said, a lot of these women, they tell you everything you want to hear, but when you put them to the test, they fold every time. A good woman ain't gonna care where you take them. They just want to talk to you. Remember, when you're going on that interview, it shouldn't matter where it's at. It shouldn't matter where the date is at. You're trying to get to know her or him, right? So when they're really set on location, it has to be fancy. Red flag. Red flag. Meet me at Esporta. What's Esporta? That means that she lied about working out. If you really work out like you say you do, you know Esporta is an affiliate of LA Fitness, right? Tell her we're going to Esporta. Put a little line above Esporta, make it sound fancy. Where's that at? The gym. You said you love the gym, right? Well, because she lied. She lied. And if she says she loves Planet Fitness because of the pizza and the bagels, red flag. You're supposed to be getting healthy, right? So again, she's gonna tell you little things, use it against her. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. Qualify her before she gets to see you. Remember, you are the prize. Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta act like you are the prize. I gotta see if they're worth meeting me because I am that person. I'm the shit. You gotta carry yourself like that, right? I'm not even gonna waste my gas and money right now with the gas prices being $10 a gallon. I'm not even gonna get in my car. I'm gonna have a real phone conversation right now to see if they're even worth me spending my gas money, right? And remember, that first date don't gotta be fancy. There's levels to this shit. If you do a second follow-up date, now you go up a level. So you went to Chuck E. Cheese, right? Now take that bitch to Dave and Buster's. See, we graduated. Now we get to still have fun, but you're still on a budget. I ain't gonna spend that big money yet. You go to Dave and Buster's. Everything is cool. Everything's vibing. She's still having fun with you. Now that third and final date that you feel like that she deserves, now you can take her somewhere fancy. She's earned you. She's earned that time with you. Like I said, if they can't hang out with you doing the cheap shit, I wouldn't want them hanging out with me doing the expensive shit. That's just how I am, right? Y'all gotta be that way, fellas, ladies. Gotta be that way. So all I'm saying is qualify them before you meet them in person. Don't rush. If you follow those steps, you won't get trapped. Oh, she said she was 20, but she was only 15. You would have caught that if you had a phone conversation, motherfucker. Stop looking at ass and titties and start listening. Use those ears. Listen. Use that mouth in a good way by talking and letting her talk, and you're listening, taking notes. You can always tell when you're dating a child. They will slip up every time. Every time. They will tell you their age every time. If they don't know certain things that we know, something ain't right. When did the crack epidemic start? Wasn't that 2001? Red flag, she's a child. Get the fuck out of there. Abort mission. Because we know the crack started in the 80s. They call us crack babies, right? So again, certain things you ask a woman, they're going to give you the answer. And that's going to tell you all you need to know. So guys, stay tuned. I will have some more shows coming up. Thank you guys for listening in today. Like I said, at the end of the day, we have to do better, ladies, starting with us. We know that all men out there are not perfect. You got some dirty dogs out there with the pink thing hanging out like a pit bull. But the thing that I respect about most men, they will tell you that they're that pit bull with the pink thing. They'll tell you, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm just looking for some fun. I just want to, have fun, spend a couple of dollars and keep it moving. If that's what he says to you, why are you having this baby? Like, ladies, y'all hear that and say, ooh, he made me wet. Let me go ahead and go in unprotected. This is the best time to do it. No, ladies, most men will tell you that they don't want a relationship. And y'all will flip the script and still get pregnant with these men and say they ain't shit. Like Future. You don't think these women know Future is a dog? They absolutely know this man is a hoe. They absolutely know Future is a fucking hoe. Ask yourself why 8 women had babies with him. That's why I told you guys, I'm not mad at Future. I'm mad at the 8 women. Future didn't have to carry those babies. Those 8 women did, right? You think Future's telling these women, I only have 1 kid. Come on, y'all. He's an open book. So when you ask me why I go hard on the women, that's why. They all know what they got into. So no, I'm not going to be mad at Future. No, I'm not going to tell him to get a vasectomy. Why? These women all know who he is. He's famous. Make his ass wear a condom or you get something for yourself. But clearly they want the money. Money over morals. So no, I'm not going to hold Future accountable as much as I would a woman. Sorry. We all know he a hoe. Ask yourself why these women still lay with him. See what I'm saying? See how it all goes back. So, yep. Catherine, you said you turned 20 yesterday. Happy late birthday. So yeah, guys, like I said, at the end of the day, thank you for supporting me. I did add some new merchandise on my website. Check it out if you guys can. It's mentalhealth2011.com. If you guys need any advice, reach out to me on Instagram at CelebriD, Facebook. I can message still right now on my band. I can still message. I'm still waiting for my appeal. I'm sure the haters are happy that I still don't have Facebook, but that's okay. I got Instagram. So stay tuned for more content. Stay tuned for more stories. I hope that I do make a lot of people's day when I do post the new stuff, because it does keep you going. It makes you talk. It makes you have a discussion. But at the same time, fellas and ladies, when I do post certain content where you know the guy is wrong or the girl is wrong, looking at the comments tells you the mindset of these people. I don't have to make this shit up. A woman actually said that a man, okay, so I did post a video of a woman grabbing a guy's dick. She said, I can see your dick print. And she went to grab his dick. A woman actually said, he should have said, don't touch me. I did not give you permission. Now, that's what she said that the man should have said. If a man would have said that to a woman, oh, I can see your nipple print, and grabbed her breast, and the woman reached for her chest and walked away. Now, if a guy would have said, well, she should have told him, don't touch me there, he would have gotten attacked, right? In the comments, right? Victim blaming, right? I just found it funny how they were victim blaming the man because he didn't tell the woman. See, when men get uncomfortable, they don't like to make it too obvious. So if you go for a man's dick, he might like do the little Heisman move on you and then look at you for a few seconds because he couldn't believe you did that. They have to process it. But no man is going to say, don't touch me. No means no. No one says that type of shit in the moment. That's why a lot of these liars take months and months to say, oh, he touched me in 2013. And if you bring up, well, why didn't you say anything then? What do they say? You're victim blaming, right? So how can we sit up there and say that the man should have told her, don't touch me, I didn't give you permission? That's not even something that a man will say. He'll hit you with the Heisman and say, like, what are you doing? Right? So at the end of the day, it just really made me mad that a lot of women felt like the man should have told her no means no, as if anyone says that in the moment, right? So like I said, guys, at the end of the day, I want to hold both parties accountable. And if a woman's going to go around grabbing men on their dick and saying, I can see your dick print, you better be prepared for the consequences. A lot of men, a reflex action is swinging on them. I ain't gonna lie. Remember that story I told y'all that was sent to me? The dude in the bar, when the woman grabbed his dick and he pushed her on accident, she fell. That was a reflex. You grabbed them. When men get uncomfortable, some of them, they swing. Sometimes they hit you with the Heisman. Sometimes they hit you with the Ike Turner. That's just how it go. It's a reflex. Don't grab me, right? So all I'm saying is, if you're one of those women following that TikTok trend where you're going out to men in public and grabbing their dick, and then you might not see their wife right then and there or their girlfriend, but when they come swinging on your ass, good luck. Keep doing shit like that. Keep doing shit like that. And men, if it's done to you, please fight back. You deserve to fight back. Do not sit there and let these women get away with grabbing you on your stuff like that, when we know that y'all can't do it to them. Let's not forget Cuba Gooding Jr. got a charge for that. Grabbing women in public, right? It's a thing. But women can grab you in public all day. Not today. If I see it, I'm going to step in for that man. I got you. Okay? So like I said, guys, we have to be able to do better and catch stuff like that and hold everybody accountable. It's not right. Yep. Same for grabbing a man's butt. That is true. But the thing is, when the woman grabbed his dick, she laughed about it. She laughed. It was normal for her because I'm a woman and I can do this because you guys are not going to do anything about it. Well, men, y'all got to start doing something about it. Call 911 and say you were sexually assaulted. You got to start flipping the script on these women. Stop giving these women passes because they're women. If they grope you and grab you, kiss you on your back, and do something that you did not ask for, call 911. Scream and holler. Do what they do. Because when it's you guys, they want y'all, locked under the jail. You got to reciprocate the energy that they do to y'all every day, right? When Trey Songz lifted up that woman's top, I didn't hear anyone say, well, she was smiling when she was putting it down. So that means that she should have told him, don't do that again. Nobody said that. Because when Trey Songz lifted up her top and said, today, whatever he said, The woman smiled and laughed and pulled her top down nervously. You could tell she wasn't comfortable, right? All the women came to her aid. Oh, she was smiling because she was nervous. She was scared. She didn't say anything because she was uncomfortable. Okay, so what about the man that got his dick groped? Couldn't he have been uncomfortable? Could he have been scared that he might have punched her lights out? I mean, come on, ladies. Don't stand for one and not the other. See? See how that sounds? Again, if y'all gonna victim blame, we'll victim blame right back. Okay? So like I said, guys, at the end of the day, I hope you guys did like this show today. I'm 50-50 on if I'm gonna do my domestic violence show tomorrow or Monday. I'll let you guys know, but there will be more shows. Okay? I do want, if there's anybody else, I do have a couple of people who want to do a one-on-one show with me on how I hold people accountable. And one of them is somebody I actually did hold accountable. And she wants to explain to me how I ruined her life or whatever. So again, I do have people that don't agree with everything I do, but before I let them on my show, I got to make sure they're not going to try to like bring my show down or get me shut down. Okay. So stay tuned for more shows. If you are following me, make sure you got all notifications so you'll know what's going on and when it's going to happen. Okay. I just want to look and see anybody else have any questions. Okay, so no, I don't see nothing big, but guys, like I said, at the end of the day, we have to help each other out. And if you guys want that dating episode where I'm trying to match you guys up, I can still do that, guys. But I know a lot of y'all are scared as hell. I mentioned this before to email me. I've been getting a lot of emails, but none of them was about the dating game. I do want to do the dating game and help you guys. Even if it's not on my podcast, we could do it on my Instagram. I used to do Shoot Your Shot. I'm going to bring back Shoot Your Shot for y'all, if that's what y'all want. Because I think I've hooked up 2 people so far, y'all, and they're dating as of today. So far I've made 2 love connections. I'm not saying I'm a guru. I'm not that good, but I do want to bring people together because I do have a lot of men and women who are beautiful people who follow me. And even if you have kids, that doesn't disqualify you. He might have a kid. That actually makes it even better that you guys are not alone raising these kids. You're together. So like I said, guys, there's no judgment over here. The only time I get mad is when you have kids and you down the dad or you down the mom when you ain't shit yourself for choosing that person, right? If you weren't so blinded by the dick and by the pussy, you wouldn't be in that situation. You got to use your head. So if anything you remember from me today, if any of you guys have been talking to someone, do not go on that date with them and spend any of your money until you qualify them. And if it takes 3 or 4 phone conversations, that's fine. Y'all remember back in the day? Remember back in the day when you could call after 9 because that's when the minutes were free, and you'll be on the phone with somebody for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. You look outside and the sun's coming up. But take it back old school. Nowadays, y'all don't do that. Y'all don't do that. When you see the sun coming up, you're waiting for your Uber because you got to doing a one-night stand. Let's bring back old school. Have good quality conversations with people. You'll learn a lot about people when you talk to them, right? Even if they're lying, eventually those lies start to break up. They start to break up and you start hearing the truth, and then you can call them out on their lie. Now you know that wasn't worth it. But take it back old school when you used to talk about everything. There's so much to talk about nowadays, right? So if a woman doesn't want to have, or a man doesn't want to have a conversation with you over the phone, then why would you meet them in person? That's a red flag. Have those phone conversations and qualify them. See if they're worth a date with you. You are the shit. Look at it like that. I'm the shit. I'm not spending that 1 penny until I know this person's worth seeing me, because they coming to see me, right? So you got to keep that attitude like that when you're talking to them on the phone, okay? So yeah, guys, if you haven't learned anything from me, remember those things, okay? Yeah, old school, Wesley. Back in the day, you remember back in the day, you have phone conversation with somebody you really like, and you be 8 hours in. Parents get the phone bill and be like, let's talk about this phone bill. But if they called you after 9, the minutes were free. So some of y'all will get that. That's how old I am, y'all. The minutes were free after 9. Some of y'all won't get that. But back in the day, people loved to talk, right? And you wasn't getting no news because there wasn't no cell phones where you could send them a nude, right? See? They had to wait until they saw you the next day at school. That's how it was. Take it back old school. They can't see nothing until you are actually feeling that person. If you take it slow like that, you won't have an instance where you made a mistake. Okay? So yeah, he said next tell. Right, Queen of Vibes. If they tell you, I just don't have enough time to talk, but you have time to meet me in person, oh, hell no. Disqualified. Move them into the disqualified pile. Next to the, now you don't got to worry about, I feel like a hoe, because you didn't give it up. You only was talking on the phone. It feels good when you can say, you know what? We're not on the same page. So let me go ahead and block him. And now I start talking to the next person. That don't make you a hoe talking to 50 guys. It makes you a hoe when you're fucking the 50 guys. Talk, 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 talk. You ladies, women, y'all love to talk when it's your time or when we don't want to hear it. Women love to talk. Tell them about their favorite show, Love and Hip Hop. Oh, girl, did you see him? They'll tell you all day, the whole thing, right? Yes, bitch. So then if you ain't got a problem talking about Love and Hip Hop, you shouldn't have a problem talking about the last book you read, right? That's all I'm saying. If the only thing that makes her happy is Love and Hip Hop and the Real Housewives of Atlanta, red motherfucking flag. Those are not good shows to watch. Ask a woman what's her favorite show. If she say Love and Hip Hop, that's a red flag because it ain't even real, right? I wouldn't be caught watching that. If she tells you her favorite show is Cold Case Files, that's a red flag. Cold Case Files, why? Oh, I just love, if she tells you Snapped is her favorite show, that'd be a red flag to me too. So you love all killing shit. Okay. Do you have a degree in forensics? No. Do you have any family members that are? No. Damn. So she love all these killing shows. Something ain't adding up. I'd be nervous if she loved Cold Case Files. That's all you watch, yeah? Do you watch anything else? No. I keep it on those channels every day. What's your favorite Cold Case File episode? Well, when she slit the guy's throat and watched him bleed out. They gonna tell you some shit like that. Okay, so I know this ain't the girl for me. Moving on. Like I said, guys, they'll tell you what you want to hear. And now you have to find this out spending your money on a date, right? I'm just telling you. Yep, Wesley, that's what it is. A lot of these women, they're getting smart. If they tell you Snapped, that's the show for women. Women who kill men, Snapped. I would be worried if that was her favorite show. And then now, say that she's studying to be in criminology, studying to be a forensic pathologist. Okay, cool. I can see why she liked these shows. She want to figure out the crime. But if she ain't got no criminology, criminal justice in her background, that's a red flag. You shouldn't be in love with these murder shows where it shows like the body opened up and all that. If she tell you she loved Autopsy, that'll make me worry too. So again, they're gonna tell you what their favorite stuff is, y'all. And I'm not saying they can't have a killing show as their favorite. I like watching Neighborhood Wars. I like watching First 48. I like watching stuff like that, but I got a criminal justice degree. I used to love watching that type of stuff. But that's not my favorite. Hell no. I don't watch Real Housewives. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I don't watch none of that shit. I don't. That's just me. I don't watch that type of stuff. It ain't real, so I'm not gonna watch it. I'm old school. I'll go back and watch Martin season 1 to season 4. Season 5 is a depression one. We don't fuck with that. If you get a woman that tells you she loves Martin from season 1 to 5, red flag. It should go from 1 to 4. We know 5 is when Gina and Martin was going through their shit, so they was in separate rooms. It wasn't fun, right? That's another red flag. Only some people will catch that. So like I said, guys, if you talk to them enough, they'll tell you what you want to hear. Okay? So I'm about to end it on that. I hope you guys have a good Saturday. Stay tuned. I'm 50-50 on tomorrow, but stay tuned and we will be together on the next show. Again, guys, if you need anything, reach out to me on Instagram, CelebriD. That is my handle on all platforms. If you type in CelebriD on Facebook, you see my page as well. Okay? I hope you guys have a good rest of your Saturday. And thank you guys for giving me 2 hours of your time. I do appreciate you guys. And thank you to those who sent me that super chat. Shout out to, I think somebody else sent me one too, and I didn't give them any kind of recognition. I'm so sorry. Who was it? It was, I don't know how you pronounce your name, man, but it's in green. So I'll highlight you. Is it Roddy? I'm just gonna say Roddy. Roddy, thank you for the $5. And like I said, guys, I don't do this for money, but I'm thankful when you guys do hook me up with a super chat. I just earned that badge where you can send me money on live shows. So shout out to you guys for doing that. I appreciate you guys. And I look forward to the next show. Okay? Have a good day.